So, we are going to start with rules. Everyone's favorite. Rules. Alright, so I'll go ahead and stream so you guys can check the rule book along with me. Plus, I'll be pulling up the map later. You guys can help me make edits to it. Share this screen right here.
I'll happily let everybody else do something.
Alright, so first thing that we're going to go over is scenes. Scenes are basically how this game runs off of. Everything is done in a scene. And the way we'll end up doing it is I'll load up Owlbear and like there'll be a map and you'll put your tokens on the map and that'll just be the scene, right? It'll be kind of similar to how we play right now, but scenes will end and then like things can happen in between some certain scenes. They're interlude scenes. There are what combat is all done in the scene and there is no like distance or range. So like when you go to attack something, you just run up, attack, and go back, just like an old JRPG. And everything functions off of scenes. And the more we do it, the more you guys get a flow for it. Any questions about scenes?
How long do they
until they're resolved, right? Until whatever is determining this scene is resolved, or you guys move to a different place, or something like that. And not all players have to be in a scene either. A scene can be between other players. Scenes are very dynamic in the way that you can really zoom in or out as far as you want. All right. Any other questions about scenes?
No.
All right. Awesome. I'm gonna close this tab and see if that helps my life at all. All right. That may be a mistake, but we'll see. All right.
So I do have a question that might also help everybody else. Would you please mind explaining the difference between a conflict scene and a interaction scene?
All right, well, I mean, interaction scenes are just like role play scenes, essentially. Although they are pretty much just role play scenes, and then like combat scenes, or whatever you want to call, whatever they're called. They are for combat, where you zoom in, and you guys take turns in combat, and we'll get more onto combat and stuff like that a little bit later. I have a whole fucking page-long list of rules here I want to go over. But does that answer your question, Dunkel?
Indeed it does, sir. Thank you.
Alright, we're gonna go over important rules. And there's a reason. I really wish I knew while my computer was tripping out. Like, this stream may not even be usable. Like, I updated my OBS and now everything's just lagging. So,
you know what? Your computer might have gone behind your back and gone to get some illicit substances and done them behind your back, and now it's just running it.
I'm gonna check something real quick. Actually, I'm gonna see how poorly the stream is streaming. Give me a sec. See if it's just my computer or if the stream's like this. If the stream's like this, I'm about to just shut it down.
I mean, a good reset never hurts, right?
I resetted my computer before I started doing all this, man.
Oh, well, shit, now
This is on the base Fabula Ultima PDF.
Yes, that's the one you want to read first.
Wait,
is my voice not coming through?
It is. No, it is. If it wasn't before, maybe it was before, but it is now.
I'm back. Sorry, my family was calling me.
There she
What's
goes.
this section?
Important rules.
Oh yeah, I seen this
All
part.
right, all right. Well, you can at least hear me on the stream. It may be a little glitchy visually, but it'll be all right for now. So excuse me while my computer literally has a heart attack while only running at half its spec. Next, we're going to go on to important rules. So, allies. Ally is a term that can anyone you consider to be an ally in a scene is your ally. So some things, some rules specify allies, and it's good to understand what they are. But an ally is not considered yourself. Another rule is another important rule is always round down while playing this game. No matter what you end up multiplying, dividing, adding, or whatever, if it's a round thing, you always round down to a minimum of 0. However, I'm going to implement a special rule here because I agree with it, and I really doubt any of you are going to argue. And when it becomes to experience, we are going to round up, and that will
hell
just
yeah,
help you
buddy.
guys. That'll help you guys level up a little bit faster.
Fabula appreciates this.
All right. Another thing is when you're doing things in this, you want to. They have a math formula. You're supposed to add, subtract, multiply, and divide in that order when you're doing formulas and shit. But that will hardly ever come up. But yeah, that's basically the gist of that. Let me see if my computer will allow me. Okay, there we go. All right. We are going to talk about checks, crits, fumbles, and opportunities. So a check is basically anytime you roll dice in this game. You do have 4 stats, and we'll get more into the stats a little bit later. But your stats are willpower, strength, dex, or not strength, might, willpower, dex, might, and insight. And basically how it works is willpower is like charisma, dex is just dex, might is strength and constitution, and insight is like intelligence and wisdom. So those are your 4 stats, and we'll go ahead and go over this real quick too, might as well. And your stats are the size of die. So instead of a regular game where you have like a 15 in intelligence, or like D&D, in this game you would have, say, like a D8 in insight. And that will be the die you use for those checks. So, for instance, a wizard might roll insight and insight to do a magic check to hit. So that would be 2 insight die, which will probably be a D10 for a wizard. And they roll them, and then they take the 2 dice, and they add that number together, and that becomes their to hit. And then if you hit, you take the high roll, and you add it to your modifier, and that's the damage you do. And that's how basically everything works in this game. You roll 2 dice, you add them together. If there's something beyond that, then you do that. But even like regular checks, like, for instance, you could do a study check to study a creature or to study something, which would be insight and insight. You would roll 2 insight die, and you add them together, and that's what you're going to be putting against like the DC to insight. Everyone staying with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, I lost you, bud.
Oh, that's a damn shame. That's
to this later.
Just teasing.
Bro's like, I'll fucking listen to this later. Well, you're lucky I didn't turn off the stream then. All right. Critical successes are any duplicates of the same number 6 and above. So double 6, double 7, double 8, so on and so forth. So if you roll 2 6s, you get a crit. And there is a unique skill that Fury has called Frenzy that lets you crit on every duplicate number except for once. But
Broken.
that's for later.
It's also
but
super
yeah.
fucking broken. Super broken.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. Also, the opposite of criticals are fumbles, and that is double ones. You get 2 ones, that is a fumble. And that is just a critical fail, opposite of a critical success. It's always a failure, regardless of modifiers. And whether you get a critical success or you fumble will give somebody opportunity. Opportunity is the next thing we're going to talk about real quick. So, opportunities. So if you get a critical success, you get a opportunity against your opponent. If you get a fumble, then they will get an opportunity against you. And there are various opportunities. They're in the book. It's page 41. I suggest you write that down. The opportunities are advantage, which gives you plus 40 or bonus. Affliction, a creature suffers a status effect. Dazed, slow, shaken, or weak. Bonding, you can create a bond, and we'll get into bonds in a little bit, towards someone or something, or add an emotion to one of your existing bonds. Flux Pass. Choose a creature to present on the scene. They make a compromising statement chosen by the person who controls them. That's a fun one. Favor. Your actions earn you someone's support or admiration. Information. You spot a useful clue or detail. The game master may tell you what it is, or ask you to introduce that detail yourself. Lost item. This is one to keep track of because this can be really painful. An item is destroyed, lost, stolen, or left behind. Keep that in mind. Process. You may fill or erase up to 2 sections of a clock. We will get into clocks later as well. Progress. You may fill I just said that one. Plot twist. This one's fun. Someone or something of your choice suddenly appears on the scene. Jay last night was fucking wild. Jay was talking to okay, plot twist. An anvil falls out of the sky and lands on the monster.
Spend your Fabula points. Spend your fucking Fabula point and it might happen.
There is scan. You discover a vulnerability or a trait of a creature you can see, and unmask. You learn the goals and motivations of a creature of your choice. Those are opportunities. That's what happens if you crit. You get to use one of those. If you fumble, they get to use one of those against you. So
Ouch.
keep that in mind. We're gonna move on to group checks and initiative.
Is it okay?
Or actually, no, we're not. We're gonna talk about Fabula points real quick. All right.
Would it be okay if I gave a small example because I did it to you guys?
Well, sure. Go ahead.
So when I was running some test battles and whatnot for this, I used that specifically because I did get a critical, and it could do anything from destroy your armor, your shield, your main weapon, or pretty much anything you might be holding, which could be extremely detrimental not only to your defense or magical defense score, but it could take away your way to attack outside of an unarmed strike. Say you're a sword user.
Or an improvised weapon. They do have improvised weapons as well.
Exactly, but it can be extremely detrimental because you're either now, especially, what if it's a magical weapon? What if it's a magical shield that you have equipped and all of a sudden that shit gets destroyed?
Well, a rare. Yeah, if it's something rare, that's really going to fucking hurt. And I'm not going to purposely use that against you guys a whole lot. I'm not going to try and destroy your items necessarily. It's not something I'm going to do a whole lot if I do it at all, to be honest. Especially not to rare gear, because I just feel that's way too punishing. Unless you got the bank to buy another one or something, in which case it don't really fucking matter, right?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Dunkel? Sorry.
No, I was just using that as an example because I pulled that on you guys, and when you lost your shield, you were like, Fuck. I didn't
No,
know that
you were
was a thing.
trying. No, you were trying to delete my chain whip actually, and
That's what it was.
that would have been
That's what it
bad.
was. Right.
I talked you
And
out of it. Um,
yeah, you're right. You wouldn't have been able to continue the battle, but you learned a valuable lesson then and there. It's like, wow, this is a thing. That's fucking terrifying.
It is. It is fucking terrifying. All right. We're gonna move on to the next thing. Group checks and initiative. Initiative is just a group check, and basically the way group checks work is you pick a leader, and that person rolls. Then everybody else rolls, and everybody that gets a 10 or above gets to add a +1 to whatever the leader rolled. And that's basically how you do initiative. So between your entire party, you would pick the leader, probably the person with the best dex and insight, and they would roll, and then you all roll, and then if you get over a 10 or a 10 and above, you get to... I was going to do Fabula points, but yeah, I went ahead. So basically that will allow you to that's how initiative's done. And a lot of monsters have their own initiative that they have, which may lower the chance. I can also roll for initiative if I choose to, but I won't unless it's like a boss or something. But and then after that, the way initiative works is it alternates between uh, both sides. So you guys will go, and then the enemies will go. Then you guys will go, then the enemies will go, like one at a time. So like,
Okay.
and you can pick the order in which you go in as well. So it really emphasizes on you to work together and play as a team. So if you got someone that's like a heavy defender, you might want them to go first to immediately start protecting your mage. You know, stuff like that. But you guys get to choose. But the enemies also get to choose their order as well. And then it just alternates and rolls around to the top. Sometimes if enemies are reduced to a certain amount, they may end up getting like what is essentially like an extra turn. But it's not too bad. You shouldn't have to worry about it too much. But yeah, that's how it works. And once we get into combat and stuff, it'll probably come a little bit more naturally. But it's really simple once you get it down. And it's really nice because it's like attack from you, attack from them, attack from you, attack from them. So it's very even and spread out. Now we're going to talk about Fabula points.
Oh, yeah.
This Fabula and Ultima points. This is the system that makes the game, essentially. So, you will all start with 3 Fabula points. And then there are 4 main ways to gain Fabula points after that. If you have no Fabula points at the start of a session, you will get 1 Fabula point. If you roll a fumble, you will receive a Fabula point. Whenever a villain makes an entrance on the scene, even if it's a Game Master scene, I forgot to mention those, I'll get to that in a second, you will receive a Fabula point. And then if you are ever reduced to 0 hit points and decide to surrender, we will also get to that, you will immediately gain 2 Fabula points. Now, what Fabula points do is they allow you to spend them in order to change, or not necessarily change, but add things to the story. So one example I like to use a lot, because this example, you actually wouldn't need permission from me, is like, let's say you find a tablet and you can't read the words on this ancient tablet. You could spend a Fabula point to say, well, I know of this scholar in a tower nearby. He might be able to help us out. And, you know, you all could head there and he will probably be able to help you. That's essentially how they work. They help you. They're a tool you can use to help you overcome obstacles in the story. You can also use them to re-roll rolls, but only if you use it to invoke a bond or a trait, something like that. And so that's why your bonds and traits are important, because they allow you to spend Fabula points to re-roll a roll to make a success out of what could be a failure. Everyone's staying with me so far.
Mm.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
we
This
can. So like,
sounds good.
so like for example, you were saying is if say we can't find the say this text is too hard for us, we can use a Fabula point. Like, oh wait, I know this. This person can decipher it for us, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
Or
Now, yep. But here's the thing about Fabula points too. Unless you ask permission from me, and even then it's a little iffy, you can't change anything already established in the world. So you can't spend a Fabula point to say, well, the big baddie disappeared. And that's another thing. You can't spend Fabula points without permission to change NPCs, or even you can spend them to affect other players, but only if the other player agrees.
right there.
So anytime you spend a Fabula point that's going to affect another player, they would have to agree. And then anytime you'd spend a Fabula point that would affect the world or an NPC, I would have to agree.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's an automatic no, but it does mean that those things have to be asked for permission. But if they're things that just concern yourself, like that example, like, oh, you happen to know a wizard, then you don't need permission for things like that.
Or like if you want donuts to exist in the world, spend a Fabula point. Now they do, because it really wouldn't affect anybody one way or the other.
I mean, unless it was established they didn't exist before that.
Exactly. I'm using a fun example though. Yeah, I want donuts. What if I want donuts? Fabula point.
All right. Now I talked about game master scene. There will be scenes where you guys aren't there at all, and it's basically just me telling a story, what's going on. It's kind of like foreshadowing. It'll show you like villains while they're plotting and similar things like that, and it helps tell the story, and it's a good thing. You want that to happen, because whenever that does happen, you will get a Fabula point. But yeah, that's what game master scenes are. They're just scenes where I'm essentially talking to myself for a little bit. And then you cannot die involuntarily in this game. So when you hit 0 hit points, you can choose to sacrifice or surrender. If you choose, and you can only sacrifice under certain circumstances. So like if you're facing a villain and your party's about to go down and lose, and you want to save your entire party, you could choose to sacrifice yourself, in which case you would get to say some cool thing you do that helps the whole party get away, but you end up dying. That's just one example. And then there is surrender, which is what you'll be doing 90% of the time. It'll probably 99% of the time when you hit 0. And that just means you just walk off the scene to go take a breather. You don't have any more willpower to fight, and you just need to go take a break. And that's what that means. You don't go unconscious or anything like that. When you go down to 0, your character just has no more will to fight. They could also potentially, if everyone goes to 0, you could be captured. Things like that happens, and there are penalties for going to 0. When you go to 0, there are things that can happen to you. I don't have that right in front of me right now, but basically you could lose a bond, or you could. I don't remember everything off the top of my head right now, but basically there are penalties for going to 0. It's just not death.
One of the examples is your theme could be forcibly changed because you lost the battle, so your theme could be forcibly changed to something like doubt or regret because now you've lost.
Yes, true. Alrighty, let's move on. I think you guys got the gist of Fabula points for the most part. Alright, what is next? Okay, yeah, as I said, you can invoke a trait or bond to re-roll dice by spending a Fabula point. So here's an example. Richard the Mage is rushing towards the docking platform of a sorcerer airship. His companions are held captive within the vessel. There are only a few seconds left before the ship lifts off. The game master asks Richard's player Mark to perform a Dex Might check with a difficulty level of 13. Given that Richard only has a 6 on both attributes, the situation is pretty shitty. Mark rolls the dice and gets a 6 and a 3. Definitely not enough. That's 9. However, he has 2 Fabula points. His identity is a young traveler mage, which isn't that useful. His origin also isn't helpful, but his theme is belonging. He is terribly afraid of losing his companions. He is found of being on his own again. He's afraid to lose his companions. He's found. He's afraid of being on his own again. I think this will push him beyond his limits. Okay, makes sense. You're going to re-roll that 3, right? Yeah, I'm hoping for a critical success. Yeah, you can choose too. You can roll one or both of the dice when you do this. And then he rolled a 6, which means it's a crit, which means he automatically succeeds. So that's how that works. And you can do similar things with bonds. One does have a limit though. Give me a second here. Let me read here. My page is going everywhere. This is awful. Why do you betray me, computer? All right.
You've done enough. Please stop.
Also, you also can't provoke a trait, or you can't use a Fabula point to fix a check if you fumble, which is something to keep in mind. One has a limit. I don't remember right now. Let's see. Bonds you can use. Oh yeah, bonds are the ones you can only use once. So the way bonds work is you form bonds with you can form bonds with almost anything. You can form bonds with your allies. You can form bonds with your enemies. You can form bonds with a random NPC if you choose to. But you can only have 6 bonds at a time. And then the bonds have to be attached to certain emotions. So, like admiration, inferiority, hatred, loyalty, and there's 2 more that I don't remember right now. All right. I'm doing horrible at this. I apologize. I'm trying the best I can.
Dude, you're doing just fine.
Yeah,
All right.
you got.
Don't be hating on yourself.
All right. Yeah, bonds. So yeah, they're right here in front of me. Okay. Admiration, inferiority, loyalty, mistrust, affection, and hatred. Yeah, but you can only have one of each from the pairing. So you can only have admiration or inferiority. You can only have loyalty or mistrust, and you can only have affection or hatred between those things. So you could have admiration, loyalty, and affection with somebody, but you can't have admiration and inferiority because it just doesn't make sense to do that. Like, that just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So to create a bond, bonds are generally created during resting scenes, through opportunities, or due to specific skills. So that's basically how you do it. You don't need to spend anything to form a bond. You just need to be doing it while you're like doing some role play, or if you get an opportunity, you can do it. And then certain skills will also allow you to create bonds. And you cannot have a bond towards yourself. That's not how they work. You can also strengthen your bonds. You can strengthen your bonds, or your bonds can go stronger, and you can add more emotions to them for a maximum of 3 of emotions per pairing, which is also generally done at resting scenes. And you erase bonds if you get more than 6. So if you already have 6 bonds and you're trying to create another one, you have to erase another one first. They are stronger than death. Even if a character dies or leave your story, any bonds the character had with them will remain until erased. All right. We talked about conflicts. I think we're pretty good on that. All right. Yeah, we're gonna skip to the next one. I don't know why group checks is here. I already fucking went over group checks. Oh, this is supposed to be clocks. That's why it just got moved. Okay, clocks. All right, there are clocks in this game, and I'm not talking about ticking time makers. So, a clock is basically a circle with either 2, 3, or 6 lines through it, which will give you a 4 clock, a 6 clock, or a 8 clock. And they're just like little timekeepers, kind of. So clocks are for combat to do things, or they can be used in rituals as well. But let's say, as an example, you have a mage, right? Or you're going up against some evil dark mage, and they're trying to do a ritual. Well, that would be put on a clock. And basically how it would work is you would have to try and defeat him before the clock's done, or actively work on turning back the clock, which you can do through just saying that, let's say that the ritual has a circle on the ground. You could be actively trying to erase the circle. That could help do the clock backwards. It all depends on checks, though. Checks are what basically determines whether a clock moves forwards or backwards. And you guys can also have clocks of your own. There are times where the party will be put on a clock. Let's say you're fighting a monster, and there's a pillar and a giant fucking half-rubbled roof above them. Your guys are like, okay, we're going to destroy this pillar and have the roof go down. So I'd put a clock down, let's say maybe a 6 clock, and you guys would do checks to determine to move the clock forward in order to smash that pillar. And once you do, the pillar is smashed, the roof comes falling down on the monster dies. Just a couple of easy, quick examples of clocks. The clocks especially is something we're all going to have to learn together. I'm not even the best with clocks right now, but
well, a good example would be like trying to chase down a thief or something, say in the streets, and you only have so much time to get him. You might only have 8 turns to get him, so you would pull up a clock with like an 8 dial on it, and so each turn or each round of turns that goes by, without you guys catching him, would probably add like 1 slice to the pie, which would when it gets full to the 8, the thief would get away, etc. And you could use there's certain abilities that you could use to decrease or increase the number of pie slices that go into this for your overall objective during the fight.
All right. So that's clocks. That's all I'm going to touch on clocks, because I kind of don't like clocks, but I'm going to use them. So good to know.
Yeah, just sporadically and very rare. That's a weird system in itself, and it can make sense, but it would definitely hard to overdo. It would be
all
bad.
Right. We're gonna go over now. If I can get my mouse back, where did it go? Oh, it's froze. Okay. There. It's fixed. I was
gonna say, did it get caught in a mousetrap?
So we're gonna go over actions right now. So actions are basically things that you do mostly in combat. I don't think we really need to keep track of actions outside of combat, but basically actions are kind of like actions on D&D, but you only get one. You only get one in combat. However, there are minor activities you can do that doesn't count as an action that you can do once per turn. Like pick up an item from the ground and or drop something you're holding. When you pick up an accessory, a shield, or a weapon, you may immediately equip it, provided you have a free slot and are able to equip the item in question. You drop an equipped item, you no longer have it equipped. If you drop a property rearranging your gear, you must perform an equipment action. So you can't just re-equip freely. That is a action. You can quickly throw an item you're holding to another character, like say a potion. So we'll get into that later. You can perform a minor interaction in the environment, opening an unlocked door, pull a lever, kick down a wooden plank to bridge a gap. You know, those are minor activities. You really don't have to worry about. As far as your actions go, though, you can attack, which is pretty straightforward. You can do an equipment action, which allows you to switch any number of equipped items with any number of items in your backpack, but not armor. Doesn't apply to armor. If you're in combat and you're in armor, you're stuck in it. I'm sorry. I mean, unless it gets deleted. You can guard only once per turn until the start of your next turn. You gain resistance to all damage types. You gain a +2 bonus to opposed checks. You may cover another creature and prevent foes from performing a melee attack against them. That's basically your tank skill right there. That's one of the main skills that tanks will use to guard healers or mages, things like that. You can hinder. You can perform a check, DL, which is basically DC in this game. DL 10. That stands for difficulty level, in case you didn't put that together, against an opponent. If you succeed, you inflict dazed, shaken, slow, or weak upon them. So you can try to do a check, and just if you succeed, do a status on the enemy. Inventory. You can spend inventory points to produce and immediately use a consumable item. So we'll go ahead and talk about that real quick. In this game, you don't get like potions and elixirs and remedies to the extent like you would in normal games. What you get is IP points. And what IP points do is they allow you to make either a potion, a remedy, or an elixir on the fly. And just so we're clear, a potion heals your HP, a remedy removes one status effect, and a elixir gives you MP. So that's what your IP is for, which is inventory points. And you can use an action to drink a potion if you need to heal, or you could drink an elixir if you need MP, or you could drink a remedy if you have a status condition you need to remove. You only have so many IP though, and to get more, you have to buy them from a shop. All right, there is objective you can do as an action. Work towards accomplishing an objective within the conflict. This will require an attribute check or a pose check. Complex goals will often require a clock. So yeah, like I was talking about with like destroying that pillar to make it crush an enemy. That would be an objective thing that you could do with a clock. Spells. You could cast a spell. You can cast one of the spells you have learned for your mages. That's an action. Study. You attempt to gain information about someone or something. This will require an insight check. So you basically do an insight check, and what you roll, you can learn multiple things about the enemy. Useful for finding out monsters' resistances, immunities, stuff like that. You can even learn like how much HP they got, any skills they have, any abilities, any spells, all that you can possibly learn from doing a study. Skills. Some skills require you to spend an action. And other. You perform an action that is not covered by any of the above, negotiating its resolution and effects with the game master. So, you could just propose something to me and, it'll probably be an action, but if I allow it, you'll get to do something cool maybe. Yeah, that's actions. I hope you guys aren't asleep yet. Hit points and mind points. So HP is hit points. HP is hit points, and MP is mind points. I know you think it's magic points or mana points. I do too, and I will probably call them that at some point in time. But the book calls them mind points. Your current HP is the amount of HP you have. The maximum HP is your maximum. You can't go over that. This game uses a crisis system. What crisis means is that you are below half your HP rounded down. So it's useful in certain abilities and stuff, and enemies will have certain abilities that determine crisis. So it's something to keep in mind. And we've already talked about going to 0 HP. You get your two choices. Most of the time, you're only going to pick the one. And, yeah. Mind points. You go down to 0 mind points. Doesn't matter. You just can't cast spells anymore. That's all that means. So, yeah, that's HP and mind points. Status effects. All right. You can be dazed, or you can do dazing. Temporary reduces the insight die by 1 size. So the way status effects in this game, they either reduce 1 stat or 2 stat by a whole die size. However, you cannot go below a D6. So, like, if you have a D8 in insight and you get dazed, your D8 turns into a D6 while you are dazed. They will last. They will last for the scene, or until you end it with a remedy or a healer casts a spell on you that lifts it. So the status effects are dazed, temporarily reduces your insight by 1 size. Enrage, temporarily reduces your dexterity and insight by 1 size. Poisoned, temporarily reduces your might and willpower size dice by 1 size. Shaken, temporarily reduces your willpower die size by 1. Slow, temporarily reduces your dexterity die size by 1. And weak, temporarily reduces your might die size by 1. I have no idea why that's so hard to read, but it is. It is. I'm sorry. It's fucking hard to read. But
Dude, I
you
agree.
get the gist of it.
I'm trying to read some of that shit. They make it harder than it fucking needs to be for no reason.
You can accumulate multiple status effects, and they will stack. So if you get dazed and enraged, your insight die will go down 2 sizes if it can. However, like I said, D6 is as low as they go. You can also recover status effects through resting, spells, skills, and items. But I mean, I'll probably do it by scene, to be honest with you, just to make things easier. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I talked about inventory points already. Rituals. Anyone who wants to be a spellcaster, you will be able to take... Well, first off, if you take a spellcasting class, you get ritualism with rituals automatically. However, you will often have a skill in your magic class that you can take for a 1 level skill, and it'll give you ritualism. Basically, this is shit you can just make up. like straight up. Like you roll, so you make some shit up. You roll what it determines you roll. Like it depends on which class or which discipline of magic it's from. But you can just make some shit up. Now they can take time. If you're in combat, they can be put on a clock. However, they have rules. They cannot be used to cause direct damage. You're not going to use these as some creative damage spells. That's not how they work. They can't inflict or remove status effects. They can't cause characters to lose or gain HP, MP, or IP, Fabula points, or Ultima points. They can't replicate mechanical benefits of an existing spell or skill. And although they can maybe do things like teleportation, a flight, some skills kind of have some overlap with them, but for the most part they won't. It just depends on the discipline, really. And they cannot generate creatures or equipment or granting them permanent abilities. So they have their limitations, but really they are just as long as the discipline's on theme for the ritual you want to do. For example, if you wanted to like cause a big rainstorm to happen, you would probably need elementism. But if you had it, you could do that. You could also use it to like walk on water, or summon a cyclone. To where if you were to do like a spiritualism ritual, you could sense the presence or feelings of creatures, or put someone to sleep, or embolden their heart. Or entropism, you could cause the decay of physical matter, twist the flow of time, or teleport creatures and items. But it's really just, once you get into a magic class, you'll realize its theme, and then rituals are just spells you make up that's on theme. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I hope so, because I'm done explaining that. Okay, that's just the table of contents. Equipment. So, this game, you have limited equipment slots. You have an accessory slot. You have a armor slot. You have a main hand slot, and you have a offhand slot. That is it. You have 4 slots to put gear in. So, choosing your gear kind of matters. And you'll see a red diamond type thing. That means that it's a martial item, and you need to make sure you have a class that gives you the ability to wear them. If you don't have and you'll know because it's in the free benefits. We'll get onto that though in a minute. But basically, if you see the red star and you're not sure, just ask me or someone else who knows. But the red star means that you have to be trained in it. And there are different types of trainings that you could need. Like for martial melee weapons, you would need like a dark blade or a fury or a weapon master. If you wanted, and that would give you martial melee weapons and martial armors for the most part. If you wanted shields, you would need to take either guardian, sharpshooter, or weapon master. And then if you wanted melee ranged or martial ranged weapons, the only class right now that I know of that gives you that is sharpshooter. Of course, that's in this book. I haven't read the expansions yet, but I just said we could use them because fuck it, why not? And plus, I can easily look shit up if I need to. But yeah, and there's all kinds of different equipment. There's crossbows. There's katanas. There's fucking throwing stars. Like all kinds of equipment. Just things to keep in mind is whether something says one hand or two hand, and then the stats that that equipment uses, because you're gonna want it to use the same stats that you're good with, obviously. If you have a 6 in might, maybe not good to use a great axe that requires might and might for your roll. Common sense stuff. But you guys will be able to look over equipment on your own. Also, when you're making your characters, you will get you'll get 500 zenit, and that's the currency in this game. It's called zenit. You will get 500 zenit to spend on your gear. Then anything left over you keep, and you also roll 2d6 and times that by 10 and add it to it as your savings. And that's the money you start with. And you feel free to ask me that again later when you're building your characters, but I just figured I'd go over it real quick. We're almost done here. Almost done. I promise. Actually, we are pretty much done. Give me a second. All right, so I'm going to go over all the classes with you guys real quick. Or at least all in the starter book. If you want to look into the expansions later and whatnot, you can. But for right now, I'm just going to go over the classes in the starter book. There is Arcanist. Basically, they summon their spirit in the form of magical spirits that are really powerful. Like, god level of power. Like, they basically make friends with these beings that are pretty much as strong as gods, and they allow them to summon spirits that look like them, and they give buffs. It's kind of a really expensive caster. They cost a lot of MP to use, but the effects can also be kind of strong. You only start with one, though, and you have to find more. But if you're going to be an Arcanist, you're going to be finding stuff, and probably what you want to find anyways. Next up will be Chimerist. This is like a druid of some sort. Basically, the big gimmick of Chimerist is that they can mimic spells that beasts, monsters, or plants cast. So you can just be like, oh yeah, I'll take that. And it can be good because some beasts, monsters, and plants have some good spells that you can't get otherwise. So it can be a good class. But that's basically... they're druid, essentially. Darkblade. This is your edgelord. I love to use Darkblades to break the game. They have a mechanic where you can deal damage to yourself and deal more damage to enemies. I don't really like that all that much, but I mean, to each their own. The big thing is that they also have a system that works off of forming bonds of hatred against your enemies. And it has an ability that allows you to form bonds of hatred with your enemies, so you don't have to rely on crits. So it's kind of a just, it really is an edgelord. It's, I hate everything, and, I'm going to hurt you for it. Next up is Elemental. Next up is Elementalist. Elementalist is, like, the main DPS magic class. There's two ways that you can use Elementalist. You can use it as a straight caster, or it has a skill called Spellblade that will allow you to basically cast spells through your weapon. And that's a great way to form like a magic melee class combo. But they are powerful. They get some of the most powerful spells in the game. If you're looking to do DPS, Elementalist is a good one to look at. Entropist. Entropist, they're like astromancers, chaos mages. They basically they do a lot of stuff that can do buffs and debuffs. They also get spells that can just drain HP or drain mana. It's a really good if you go pure mage class to go into with, so you can like do an attack to drain someone's MP and get more MP back that way. But they're powerful. They basically like bend space and time and shit. They're a really cool class to fuck around with. But yeah, Entropist. Well,
like,
next.
I was looking.
Go ahead.
I was looking to combine Entropist with my Weapon Master, and it says the duration of the two spells I'm looking at are one scene. So would I not be able to actually take advantage of using them
No, you can. That means that the spell lasts for the entire scene.
And that's like the whole combat.
Yeah, yeah. A
Okay.
combat scene is one whole scene. So,
Okay.
at least probably most of the time. There might be some rare instances where a combat scene, if it's like epic enough, can be drawn out to multiple scenes. Let's say, the big old classic, you knock the enemy through a wall and they fall down to the next thing, like Mortal Kombat. I might make that a new scene just to fuck with you guys. But most of the time, like 99% of the time, that's not going to be the case.
Okay.
But yeah, scene spells last the entire scene. Any other questions about Entropis?
That was it.
Alright, next up is Fury. This is a Berserker Brawler. Basically, Monk and Barbarian kind of thrown together. This is a really good class, the multi-class N2 for almost everybody, because it does have Adrenaline. As long as you are in Crisis, which is half your HP rounded down, you deal SL times 2. I'll get into that in a second here. Extra damage with all from all sources, all attacks, magic, melee, ranged. It don't matter. All your damage just gets a flat buff with Adrenaline. If you're ever looking through the classes and you see a little plus a number sign, that is telling you how high you can take that skill. So every time you level up, you get to take a skill. And every time you take a class for the first time, you get its free benefits. So, like for instance, if you take Fury for the first time, you'll get a permanent increase to your max HP by 5, and you'll gain the ability to equip martial melee weapons and martial armors if you don't already have the ability to do so. But you also get to take one level as well. That's why they're called free benefits. So let's say you take your one level into Adrenaline. As long as you're in Crisis, you will do a straight 2 extra damage from all sources. It's good. They also have Frenzy. And basically what Frenzy does is if you're using a Brawling Dagger, Flail, or Thrown Weapon, criticals show on any numbers that are multiple that aren't a fumble. So if you get 2 2s, that's a crit. 3 3s, that's a crit. And so on and so forth. Because normally it's 6 and above. But with Frenzy, you crit off of anything that isn't double ones. And they got some other things too that actually might go good with tanks and stuff like that. But I'll let you read that for yourself. Next up is Guardian. These are the main tank class of the game. They guard stuff. I'll be honest with you, I don't know too much about this class, but if you're into being a tank, you might want to take it.
They have a good ability where you can take the damage instead of whoever was supposed to take it.
Yes, it's
Protect.
Protect. All right.
Yep.
Awesome. All right.
Ooh.
Lore
Alright.
Master. The sages, scholars, basically a type of bard, essentially. These guys are interesting. They one of the key things that I noticed from these guys that's really interesting is knowledge is power. And when you perform an accuracy check, you may replace one of the attribute dice with insight. So, let's say your guy's building, for whatever reason, a war axe that's might. You can replace one of those mights with insight. And it just, if your insight's your best thing, it's not a bad thing to think of. The thing to keep in mind is this is only for accuracy checks, and that means accuracy check is weapons, and then magic checks is for magic. So you can't use this to cast spells and replace it, unfortunately, because at first I thought that's how it worked, but it's not, and I was a little disappointed. But it's a useful tool, and they got a whole bunch of other things that basically help you be smart. Like, they're smart guys. That's what they do. And then we have Oranter. This is the other bard-like class. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what this class does. But they're a bard. If you like doing bard things, you probably want to check it out. I'm just gonna move on to Rogue because I know Rogue a little bit better. So there is Rogue. Rogue has a lot of neat stuff in it. So you got Dodge, which if you have no shields or martial armor, you can increase your defense. They got See You Later. You can spend a Fabula point and an action to just vanish from the current scene, reappearing whenever you want in a different scene in which another player character is present, and you describe how you got there. So, like, a good example of this would be like, and it's just funny, like, let's say your party's getting TPK'd and you're the last one left alive. You could just be like, okay, see you later, dip out, they get captured, and on the next scene where they're in jail, you could just show up and be like, hey, I'm here to get you out. And it's definitely a fun one. Another good one from Rogue is Soul Steal. Basically what this does is it just allows you to steal things from your opponents, and you'll either get IP or a treasure worth a shit ton of money. So it's right on par for Rogue. Rogue doing Rogue things, I know, right? We're going to move on to Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter is the range class, whether it be with bow or guns. And yes, there is guns in this game. Yeah. So, yeah, they that's all they do. They're just ranged. They're ranged attacks, which is important because if there's a creature that's flying or something, melee weapon attacks can't hit them under normal circumstances. So it's good to have a ranged attacker in the party. I'm gonna start flying through these. We're almost done. Spiritist, they're just the healer, white mage. That's what they do. They do healing stuff and support. Tinkerer, they are an artificer. They have a lot of cool stuff that I'm not gonna get into. Because I don't want to spend another 10 minutes talking about Tinkerer. Oh, Wayfinder. Wayfinder is I don't like Wayfinder. I think Wayfinder is actually kind of just trash. However, I'm sure that he's good with multi-classing into other classes that require IP, and they are good for like not getting lost and shit like that. But they're kind of like rangers, and nobody knows how to make a good ranger class. So they're rangers without bows, and they can have pets, but they're kind of shitty. Yeah, Wayfinder. All right, and last but not least, Weapon Master. These are the fighters. They could be samurais. They basically they get a bunch of stuff that is good for melee DPS. Melee weapon mastery just gives you higher accuracy. They have a skill called counterattack. If you get hit or someone tries to hit you, you can just do an attack and do damage. They got other stuff too. It's basically just a fighter. Yeah, those are all the classes. Okay, I think I have covered everything. Oh, let's talk about experience real quick. Okay, so the way this game works with experience is every time you end a session that's been around 4 hours long, you will get 5 experience automatically. And then you will get additional experience. You will get experience for every Ultima point a villain uses. They're like the opposite of Fabula points. But the villains can use those to do some pretty shitty things, which you'll find out later. But you kind of want them to spend them again because that gives you experience. You also get experience from Fabula points. And I talked about this briefly earlier. But the way Fabula points, or the way the experience works is you so for all the Fabula points the whole party spends, you divide that by the number in the party, and that's how many experience points you get. So if there's 4 of you and you all spend 4 Fabula points, that means you all get 1 extra experience on top of the 5 that you would normally get. And then you level up every time at the end of a session when you have 10 experience or more. You can spend that 10 experience and level up, and anything you got extra just rolls over. And that's why we have a group notes. It's to keep track of the Fabula points you spend, and for me to keep track of the Ultima points I spend. So, and then at the end of a session, we'll calculate all that up, and I'll let you guys know how much experience you got. And as I said before, I will be rounding up to help you guys out. The only time we round up in this game is for experience because I'm a nice guy. Stasis, IP, rituals, equipment. We just talked about character creation. Talked about... okay. So, this game requires, when you start, you will all be starting at level 5, by the way. And this game requires you to spend... to pick at least 2 classes. So, a minimum of 2, a maximum of 3. And you guys are going to want to plan out your builds because you're not going to be able to max out your class. The way it works is you can take 10 levels into one class, and then after that, that class is considered mastered, and you get a heroic skill for it. But you can no longer gain levels in that class. And max level in this game is 50. So you have a chance to get... So by the end of the game, if we go up to 50, I haven't decided where we'll end at yet, you will have a maximum of at least 5 classes, but possibly more. On the flip side of that, you can only have 3 classes that aren't mastered at a time. So if you start with 3 classes, you are locked into those 3 classes until you master one. Something to keep in mind. But this game is kind of like Final Fantasy 14 a little bit. Almost, it synergizes even better. Like, you are encouraged to multi-class to the max. This game wants you to multi-class, and the more you multi-class, in some cases, the more powerful you are. It's literally like the opposite of D&D, to where if you multi-class, you're more than likely going to take a power dip. In this game, if you multi-class, you're more than likely going to get stronger, which is why they have limitations on it. It's really good. So, yeah, you guys can start with 2 to 3 classes, and then once you max one out, you'll be able to take a 4th one.
Okay.
All right. And like I said, only 10 levels, and a lot of them have more than 10 levels worth of stuff you can take. So you really kind of have to plan your builds out. Something I want to go over real quick is descriptions. So a lot of times when this game encourages you to talk, this game encourages you to be creative, this game encourages you to help me tell the story. So my son's throwing a fit because he has to take a bath. Pay no mind to it. All right. So even something as simple as doing attacks, right? You will be doing, like, you will describe your attack and how you do it. And it can even be a little over the top. That's fine. That's what this game's about. And, like, when you spend Fabula points, you'll be required to describe stuff. Potentially, even when you get loot, I'll have you describe how that loot got there, potentially, when we get down to the loot section. But yeah, so descriptions are important in this game. You literally get to describe things. It's like what the whole game's about. You spend a Fabula point and you describe some shit. That's how the game works. So just thought I'd cover that a little bit. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything on my list. For until we get into the gritty stuff. So,
I have a question. What the
go ahead.
what did Weapon Master and what does SL mean? It said on
Okay,
there.
so yeah. I forgot to mention that. So SL means skill level. So if you see the plus and the number at the top of the skill, that's how many levels you can take into that skill. And then you take that number and then you put it into skill level. So if you took 2 levels into a skill, then your SL would be 2.
Okay. Now that actually makes sense. Now, thank you, Wise.
No, you're welcome. That's why I'm here. And I am going to. We're going to take a small break type thing. All right. But what I want you to do, while I let my voice rest, because I've literally been talking for over an hour. I want you guys to think of what you're going to do for your characters, your builds, what classes you want to put together, and then as you guys try and figure that out, I will help you get your sheets together. All right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Looking at the spell, why does it say 10?
So that's your MP.
Oh, 10x targets. Okay, so because you can heal more than one person. It says if you look at the amount of people you can heal, it should say up to 3.
Yep.
Okay, so it's 10 times my target. So if it's 1 target, it's just 10 MP. If it's 3 targets, it's 30 MP.
30. Yep.
Okay, now I know.
At the most complex part of this thing. What's my character's name?
I know. I'll be a spiritualist because.
Well, just think of it this way. Well, listen, the druid class has no healing spells because it's meant to be multi-classed with spiritualist if you want to have access to healing.
Well, okay. To be fair, technically, a chimerist could learn lick wounds because that is a creature healing spell.
But that only heals himself. That doesn't heal his allies.
You're correct, but he could learn it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
As an example, I think there is other creatures that you can heal others as well, but it might be a while.
But that's down the line. That's way down the line.
Oh yeah.
Even getting lick wounds are at least going to be difficult.
It's usually for like anything over level 10.
Level 15s, level 10s, level 15s, which you guys could probably handle level 10 pretty easily, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, so. Alright, I'll put spiritualist on my character because in case anyone needs the heals, we don't have to run away from the enemy.
Oh, they never.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing to have. You know, you're used to playing a druid and healing people anyways, so like.
I know, but I had something here, but I have to wait till
it's just no one else is rolling healers, so to have some healing's better than no healing.
I know. It's just
Be our pocket mercy.
What? Pocket
He
mercy?
said, "Be our pocket mercy."
I heard something else.
Jeez.
Oh no, I did not say what y'all think I did.
You certainly did not because I'm streaming.
All right.
Anyways,
That increased to now to 65 now. Okay.
I have a question.
What's up?
So, for example, if I'm looking at the Tinkerer and you see like how it shows like the skills, they have like what is that like I don't know a star symbol or like a cross, and then like the numbers. That's kind of just like if I was like a level 2 Tinkerer, I would choose one that has the 2, or what?
Well, no, it's how many levels you can put into that skill.
Oh.
So if it says +2, then that means that you can put 2 levels into that skill. And it gets more powerful the more levels you get into it, due to with the SL multiplication that has built into the skill.
Yep.
So for instance, for Tinkerer, since you were talking about it, let's see here. So gadgets, it has a +5. So gadgets maxes out at 5th level. You can only take 5 levels into gadgets.
Yeah. I peep it.
And then another thing to keep in mind with gadgets is you have a basic, advanced, and a superior for each gadget. So when you take a level in gadget, you pick one like alchemy, infusions, or magitech, and then for the first level into the one you pick, you'll get the basic. The second level for the one you pick, you'll get the advanced, and the third level for the one you pick, you'll get superior. If you go full into it, if you take all 5 levels into gadgets, you'll be able to max one to superior, and you'll be able to pick another one to get to advanced. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. You probably knew all that, but I figured I'd just clarify for you. But yeah, unfortunately, Potion Rain maxes out at level 2. If only you could put more levels into Potion Rain. But yeah, you'll have if you're taking sorry, Dunkel, but yeah, if you're taking Tinkerer and you take Potion Rain, you will also be a pseudo healer as well. So that can also help the party out.
Too bad I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'm the only one who's doing it.
It's fine. You'll be gaining levels pretty decently. It shouldn't be too difficult.
Okay, I actually have another question.
You might gain a level the first session. I just might throw a villain at you session 1. It's I've been thinking about it.
Okay, so the list we get for our choices, say for Chimerist and the other classes, you just pick from those ones you can pick to level them up, correct? Or how's it work?
Yeah. So if you take a level in a class, you pick a skill. And then if it has a plus and a number, that's how many levels you can take into it. So let me look at Chimerist here to give you an example. Sorry, a lot of scrolling here. Lots of scrolling. Alright. So you take 1 level into Chimerist, right? And then as with the first level you take, you get the free benefits, which is the mind points and ritualism. And then you can also grab a skill. So, for instance, you could take a level and consume. And that does, after you deal damage to one or more creatures with a spell, you have an arcane dagger or flare weapon equipped, you recover mind points. Actually, probably not best to take that one first because you need a spell first. So, we'll go on to Spell Mimic. The first one you're going to want to take is Spell Mimic. So, that can go up to level 10. So technically, you could put all your levels for this class straight into Spell Mimic and nothing else. I don't think you should, but you could. And that's would allow you to have 20 different Chimera spells if you did that. But otherwise, with the first level you put into Spell Mimic, you'll get 2 different Chimera spells that you can pick.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Not that you can pick, that you can learn, that you can memorize. Chimerist is very unique, and you have to watch an enemy beast, monster, or plant cast a spell before you can mimic it.
Okay, so say for example I put 1 level into Spirit Mimic, I can choose Feral Speech and then Consume for 3 levels, or no?
Yes, that would be 3 levels.
Okay, thank you. That was my question. I was kind of having.
And you would have 1 skill level in Consume and 1 skill level in Spell Mimic. So when you see the SL whatever, it would be 1 until you level them up more.
Yeah, I already picked my Chimerist level is level 3, and Okay, thanks. That makes sense. So if I'm a weapon master, if I level up, I can put go into skills and pick one of those options, or I can go into another one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yo, guys.
All right. Any other questions about your guys' sheets?
I don't really have a question, but I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
For Wayfair, I'm choosing Faithful Companion, and that means we can design it as a group.
You can.
Okay.
But
yeah, so together with
I would read that first. I would read it first. You want to know how that works before you pick it, because it is a little lackluster. Basically, you have to choose between your attack or it attacking. You don't both get to attack. So you basically replace your weapon attack with that monster, if that's what you want to do.
I level up and can.
And they have their own HP, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Half your level. So
I think. I'm pretty sure. Hold up. Let me double check this. I'm almost certain they have their own HP, but I'm going to double check.
I'm gonna
right
go
they
finish
may not.
homework.
Their maximum hit points are equal to their SL multiplied by the companion's base.
Did Odd say he had to go finish homework?
What?
Give me a second.
Perhaps.
I didn't even hear.
Because we're actually, we're about to get into the really important shit.
I'm trying to put my spell in that heal spell in, and choosing my last thing for weapon master, and I'm all good. And I gotta choose
No,
my
you're
equipment.
good. It's just Odd just dipped, and now I have 3 players left to help me build this world. Yay.
What?
I suppose I can just talk to Odd.
Perfect.
Oh, alright.
For Rogue, I'm gonna choose See You Later. Come on now.
Yeah, we're supposed to build the world together. That's what session 0 is.
Yeah, well, yeah, we build the world together. You guys are also going to need a party dynamic. Basically how you all know each other and stuff. Yeah, Odd. I'm not gonna lie to you. We literally are just getting started here. Like, that was all the stuff required to get to the point where we are, where we can actually start doing everything together.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you could, we can maybe get this done in like an hour or so, but you guys can continue working on your sheets and stuff, but we're gonna go ahead and move forward a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
I definitely don't have more than an hour right now.
What do you mean?
I don't have more than an hour that I can do at this minute right now.
I think he's saying he only spare one more hour.
You're going to be leaving in 5 minutes, Dunkel? What do you mean?
No. In an hour. I can only do one more hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also.
Right now, normally I can do longer. Right now, I can only do about an hour.
Oh, okay.
I can only do probably an hour and 30 minutes, depending if my grandparents' medication, if they need me for any chores around the place. So, yeah.
All right, I'm going to try and share my screen. I'm going to do it in 780p, and it is also going to be at 15 frames a second. Enjoy, guys. All right.
Let's do it. That sounds like a blast.
All right. So, this is the map that I've been working on. You all may make changes to this map if you want. But the main thing is we have to put down your guys' origins and help design some cities and stuff like that. So, I guess I will start from top to bottom. Blaze, do you have any idea what your origin's going to be?
I think I picked that one. I'm part of like a.
Well, this is where you came from.
from a werewolf empire called Netherfall.
Netherfall.
Yeah, Neverfall. It's
Neverfall.
basically
Okay.
yeah. I was trying to figure out a name, and that's the best I can come up with. It
No, that's
seems
fine. Tell us a little bit about Neverfall.
it's basically kind of in the mountains area, where I kind of pictured it, where it's basically kind of like on a hillside top, um, surrounded by cliffs and that, so we don't have the werewolves don't have to worry about. We use basically kind of like dwarves. We use like a cave system for our houses and that. Because the dwarves do that too. In some fantasies, they have like sorry.
No, you're good.
I had to think of my
No,
notes.
you're fine.
Oh, sorry. This might take a while.
No, you're good. I'm taking notes as well right now.
Okay.
You said mountains. Luckily for you, I put a shit ton of mountains on this map. So, where do you want this to be exactly? Because you can choose like the exact location.
Okay. What website is that so I can use my
Is
mouse
this,
to show you?
you can't. This is Dungeon Draft.
Could you zoom
You're
in?
gonna have to. You're gonna have to direct me.
Okay.
Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, that works.
So just you can see where my mouse is. You should be able to just be like north, south, east, west.
Okay, right. A little bit down where mouse is. So keep going down south more. Right about there.
Right about here.
Yeah, right there. That's where. Actually, a little bit top where that the big one is. Right there. That's
Up
one.
top here. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's where
All
Never Fall is, and we can. It's basically like a hub. Like it's like I said, it's a empire, so we have like trader people coming in and out. Basically like werewolf society. Um, somewhere people go down to the forest area to hunt for beasts and everything to survive, like meat and that. And we also have another path going where you're putting me. That's like kind of a probably like a harbor maybe, so we can go for fishing and some stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, that was my origin. What page is origins again?
Try if you're looking at the PDF and like you can type what page on the PDF, like at the top, or so zoom in and all that. Type in 150. I lied. 161. But on the actual book, it's 159.
159. Thanks.
Yeah, that's the page on the actual book. On the PDF, it says 161.
159.
All right. I put a little thing there that kind of symbolized Neverfall.
Thank you.
All right. That'll work for now. Next up will be Dunkel. What was the name of yours again?
I come from the Shadow Gloom Forest, the most densely populated area of forest that exists probably on this continent / realm, etc.
All right.
I live amongst the beasts. I don't live in any kind of situated home. I just kind of live among the trees, the beasts, and whatnot. Because of how it works and how close, if he comes down hunting in the forest, I'll probably be at odds end with some of these werewolf people for the simple fact that they come and hunt some of my buddies.
Okay, so
I mean maybe, but you're still friends with one of them. All right.
Yeah, but just because his people do it doesn't mean he necessarily is okay with it. And when he knows that they're my
True.
buddies, maybe twice. You never know.
All right. So where do you want the Shadow Gloom Forest to be?
I mean, there's one big swatch of forest there already. If you could make it bigger, that would be great. But
that little big tree
zoom
looking
in?
thing.
well, that what looks to be like that one big tree area, the green area there.
That'll be the world tree. I'm putting a world tree in this universe. That's what I'm adding.
Whoa.
Okay,
So it could it probably the world tree probably wouldn't be in it, but it could be beside it, like maybe right over here. Like
yeah,
that would even make sense because like that's where Neverfall is, so it would make sense for
as long as it's
that to be the area.
As long as it's a densely forested area.
Oh, I'm getting there. I'm no
worries. I'm not telling you to hurry up. I'm just saying as long as it's densely fucking allocated with trees and stuff. So yeah, I'd be living somewhere where it's easy to stay hidden because of what I am. Normal people and even werewolves don't tend to like my form.
You said you're a chimera mutant type thing?
Yeah, I'm essentially a chimeric mutant.
No, I'm just kidding.
What I feel like about it is at least what I feel like for the character is like he was born from nature, but that's only what he thinks. He's not sure why he is or how.
Mm-hmm.
Just
why
that
is this
he
not
can do these strange
making
things.
stuff?
Like I have these cool abilities. Like I can take abilities from creatures and kind of change my body to mimic them. Like these different types of morphosis is what it's called.
Yeah.
And, one of them specifically is stereomorphosis, where I can actually take and mimic again specific abilities from certain creatures in order to give me benefits of some way. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's very cool.
But because of that, I look like a fucking freak. It is in the chat there for anybody that does want to go see it. It's if you scroll up, you'll see Roar. His name is ROAR, Roar.
Your crisis score is equal to half your HP. Okay.
Yeah, half your HP you go into crisis.
Okay, so that'll be here then.
But it's not just half; it's anything under half. Like half and below, you're in crisis no matter what.
Oh, player sheets.
Inventory is 6. Okay, that.
Super cool.
So how do you do the how do you calculate your defense and magical defense?
Isn't it already calculated?
If it's not already calculated, which it should be depending on what sheet you're using. If you're using the spreadsheet version, it should already be calculated as long as you put your D's in to your stats. Otherwise,
you said D's.
Otherwise, it's your dexterity is your main defense, your insight is your magic defense. So look at your numbers, calculate the numbers. If it's not right,
man.
Okay, so all right.
So which sheet are you using first off, please?
Exactly what I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull it up here. I haven't.
I just realized.
www.needgames. Fabula Ultimate Chief PDF. That's the one I'm using. It's I can actually edit it, so that's why I'm using it. The other ones I couldn't.
Yeah, like I said, you just have to save a copy of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, for example, if you went to the example sheet, you would just it's a Google sheet. So you go to File, then you go to Make a Copy.
Yeah, but this one I have to do it manually, so that's why I was asking about the
defense. No, yeah, you're good. But yeah, basically it depends. If certain armor will override your defense, just like in D&D. Otherwise, your main defense, your defense is based off of Dex, and your magic defense is based off of Insight.
Yep.
And there's actually a lot of good. So each stat is actually important. So Dex is for defense. Insight is for magic defense. Might is for HP, and willpower is for MP.
Okay.
Mine is a little weird because for
Why?
HP, mine says 50 out of 42. MP is like 45 out of 47.
Did you share your sheet with me, Sus?
Yeah.
That's pretty dense.
Give me a second here. I'll check your sheet. You're AAB?
Yeah. All right, let me change the title of this one.
So you have a D8, so that gives you 40. And then you should. I don't know why it says 42. You should just have 40, unless there's something I'm missing here. What's good? Tinker, Rogue, Wayfarer, IP. So you got 12 IP. That sounds about right. Also, you can raise these. The reason why they don't automatically raise is because you don't automatically get the raises on level ups. So if you like level up and you get more stuff, it doesn't go up. But since you're making the character, you can automatically take your shit to max.
Oh, hold on. I think I know the problem. It says level 7.
Because that's why. Because it says you're level 7. Because you have the example is 5 levels. So I can actually fix that for you real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe if it'll let me edit.
I got you.
Yeah, you might just want to do it.
What about the
you just go ahead.
Modifier?
Change your level on example to 0, and that'll fix that.
See if you can edit anything right now.
It kind of lets me, but it's
So I just type 0.
Yeah, just erase 5 and type 0. Yeah.
Why is it saying equals sum 85?
Yeah, I was noticing that too. That's why I was like, that's weird.
I did mention there was.
You got it.
But it's okay.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Yeah, it'll stay like that until you fix your levels, because you get 1 MP and 1 HP for each level you have.
Okay,
so for instance, with a D6 in might, what's that?
You said we're level 5, right?
Yes, level 5.
Okay, so I need to add 2 more levels. I just need to see what class I'm gonna put them in. But I get it now. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. We're gonna go back to the map. Dunkel, is that a dense enough forest?
Yep, that's definitely a dense enough forest.
Actually, I'm gonna do something else too here. We're gonna go to environment, terrain brush.
My home is.
I'm gonna grab the
entirety of the forest. I live wherever I want throughout the forest, hitting water when I need to, eating food when I need to.
I'm just gonna darken all the area around here too.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
The gloom and the gloom shadow.
That looks good. And then we're just gonna name this. You said Shadow Gloom Forest.
Gloom Shadow Forest. Yep.
Gloom Shadow Forest.
Yep.
Oh, I just realized, Dunkel, you can make a donut store and name it Dunkel Donuts.
I could if I wanted
to. Dunkel Donuts.
But my character's named Roar, so it wouldn't be Dunkel. That would be fucking hilarious, though. I can't say different. Dunkel Donuts. Whatever this world's name is, treat.
So like the world tree, it kind of reminds me of a couple games wise. Like one is the Elden Ring one where it has all those trees that are
yeah, the Erd trees.
Yeah, and then also from Darksiders 2, the world tree.
The Yggdrasil.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that has like a world tree.
Yeah, the Secret of Mana, same thing. Yggdrasil, fuck it. It's Norse mythology and anything. The world tree is real, called Yggdrasil. It's the linking paths to all the different dimensions and so forth. There's all kinds of different mythology around it. Pretty dope.
All right, we got the Gloom Shadow Forest there.
Boy.
I made it red just because that was the easiest to see.
Yeah,
I was gonna do black, but it kind of blended in with all the dark colors. So next up is Anubis. Where are you from? What's your origin?
Okay, to the right, that dense, like the darker forest on that other island. The
over
big
here?
one,
Down.
down.
Oh, down here?
Yeah.
All right. And
it can be
is this going to be a
there.
town?
Yes.
What's it called?
Town of Traxburn.
Traxburn?
Yep.
Like Trax Burn. All
yep.
right. And describe Traxburn to me.
It's not too big. Oh, it's not a small village.
Medium-sized village?
Yeah, medium size. Made up of mostly elves.
Okay, so you're introducing elves into this universe.
Okay. Yes, because
so thanks to Anubis, elves exist now.
Whoa!
And thanks to Blaze, werewolves exist.
No wonder they,
yes,
no
they
wonder
do.
Yeah.
Anubis, the father of all elves.
So a medium-sized elven city.
Yes.
Are you an elf? Anubis?
I'm a half elf.
Whoa!
You're a split knife.
All right. I actually have something for that here. Give me a second. We'll do town and city.
I totally forgot. Orin isn't even here still. What is the dude doing?
No, he's not. I mean, I guess he's either like dropping or gonna be here next week. But this is a game you really don't want to miss session 0 in. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens, right?
If he doesn't pull up, if you allow it, I have a friend that I've played D&D with before, and I think he might be into this. But that's if Orin doesn't
I'm sure we can fill the slot if need be. But yeah, your friend could definitely be one if he's interested. We'll just see what happens. I'm gonna message Orin after the session and see what's going up with him. And if
I know he was looking
I'll
at
let you know
all
one way or the other. Oh, was he?
I think it was yesterday. Yeah, he sent a picture yesterday that he was looking at all the PDFs.
Good. Well, if he's interested and Orin drops, maybe Orin's mad because I have trouble understanding him sometimes. I don't know.
Believe me, it happens to me too.
All right, so this can represent a medium-sized city here. That'll be good. We'll just drop that down there. We're gonna make that a little bit bigger too. All right. All right.
Okay,
Maybe all right. Does that look about right? Odd.
No, I put that in there.
You want it north, south, east, west?
North, closer to the middle river. So between.
Like right there.
That's good.
All right. And we'll change the font color on this to be. We got green, red. We'll make this blue.
So what's the interactive modifier? Is that different too, or is that combining dice or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was just asking because it's on top of defense and magical defense, and it says interactive
initiative
modifier.
No, it's initiative.
Initiative.
Oh, initiative. Okay, I couldn't read. It's the texts are so tiny.
Yeah, your initiative modifier is 0 unless you are wearing certain armor.
Whoa.
Okay, so thank you. All right, my name is Luger Vales. And never fall. I better put Empire.
Actually, we'll just.
I'm very excited to meet y'all.
Well, fun thing, you all would have already met, more than likely.
Roar's happy to meet you.
Oh, you mean in general? Oh, I thought you meant in the game. I'm tripping. All right. So Sus, you are last right now. Where are you from?
Pepe, you see those islands at the bottom?
Give me a sec here.
Under track
Which ones? Down here? Right here?
Yeah. If you don't mind naming that, like, you know, those island chains, the underbows, I'm gonna put it in the chat so you know how to spell it.
Okay.
And basically, it's kind of like, you know how Hawaii is like, you know, just even though it's one state, it's like different islands. I want that to be like an twined. Basically, it's a bunch of like traveling merchants that settle down.
Yeah. The Underbow Isles.
Yeah,
basically.
And so they kind of use both like farming and then like technology together. There's like an aesthetic called solar punk, which is what I'm aiming for. I can like send you guys a video of what it would look like.
I know what solar punk is, and I'm not going to insult you right now, but it's okay.
Thanks. But yeah.
All right, underbows, and I'm put. Pick a color. What color you want it to be? A color for the name.
You
color
got like
that makes sense. I can make any color. You said orange?
Yeah, like a light orange.
Light orange. You can see that color. Is that let's? How's that?
That's good.
You should be able to. All right. Actually, we'll probably move that over here. Alright, you officially all have a origin city, or origin place. If there's anything else you guys want me to put on the map, I can. But I'll save this and we're good. I'll probably be adding more cities, and when I get done with this, I'll go ahead and share the full thing with you guys as well. But yeah, if you have any city ideas or anything you want to add, you can.
Okay.
Crescent City Resort on that awesome island there to the right.
A city resort? You can do that.
Crescent City. Just because fucking the goddamn boomerang.
It looks like a fucking moon, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'll do you one better. This is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like a fucking Japanese fucking castle.
Oh hell yeah! We get sashibis. Oh, that's sweet.
All right.
The Crescent Fortress.
Oh, nice. Crescent Fortress on Crescent Isle in the main city of Crescent Hood.
So, for bonds, we put that for like our masters, kind of, right?
No, okay. So let's get to that right now. Actually, it's an optional rule, but we're just gonna go ahead and do it because why not? I doubt you will be opposed. Everyone can add one bond, but you might want to hold off on it because you may and well, you can change it before the game starts next week, but you get one. You get one bond and one emotion to add to that bond, and that's gonna be it. But it can be with someone that you know. It can be with a party member. And the reason why I'm saying wait is because we need to get into party dynamics. But just give me a minute.
I'll wait then. I'll wait. I'll do
Well,
do it later. I was gonna put in like maybe my master or family member, but I'll wait.
Well, like I put in mine already only because I don't know anything better or anything else currently. Is I have love for my forest. That's pretty much it.
I didn't put anything yet.
All right. And then
okay, I'm ready.
Oh wait.
So right now, before we go any further, I need to know, or y'all need to talk about how you all know each other. What brought you together? What it could be a goal that you have in common. It could be that, I mean, you all got trapped in the prison together. It can be anything, but there needs to be like a origin story for the party.
Okay. Oh, you mean like how we all met and
And what is your goal? Together. What are you trying to do?
Okay.
There can be an evil faction you're trying to take down. Like I could I could make a city that's evil or something like that. There could be a certain person in power that's evil that one of you knows.
Okay. For me, I was gonna say is I'm a werewolf vagabond. My the person I was in charge of looking after in the Neverwinter Empire, a noble house fell from betrayal, and I'm rolling the lands and um trying to get evidence of foul play of what they did to get justice for the fallen house that I serve. Maybe that's how I met. I heard whispers and tales of the Duncan. What's your character's name? Roar.
Roar, like a roar.
Yeah. So that way, from because I changed my level. I was gonna put in ritual, chimera, but then I'll put in feral, speech. So that way I can speak to animals, beasts, monsters, and plants. So that way I can at least communicate with you somehow.
Oh, I know how to speak, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, that's all right. I might as well try and negotiate, but I could both we both somehow know how to speak to the animals.
So, well, here's the thing: you two would have met before this, and so you guys would have been speaking with each other. What did you say about your fallen house, Blaze? I missed that.
Oh, I said, so there's a lord I was looking after. He kind of took me in. I was gonna put in my my backstory here.
Like a werewolf lord.
Yeah, like he was part of the looking after the empire, but he is got betrayed by one of the other werewolf lords trying to seize power because of for the empire, and the house fell. We all have to run. I'm kind of like a werewolf vagabond.
All right. So how about Okay, so that's what I needed. So, Dunkel and Blaze, you guys can tell me what you think about this. So what if that other house is the one responsible for killing the creatures in the forest? And you two kind of want to work together to defeat that house, to bring peace to the forest, and to restore your lord's house.
Yeah, it's like I put it on there that he gave me a task to look after his heirs, like his children, and I'm trying to get revenge on the. Yeah, that'll work. What are your thoughts, Dunkel?
I mean that's mostly fine by me. Like
Yeah,
my whole thing for at least for the character is, he protects the things in the forest. He doesn't think that needless killing is something that needs to happen in the forest. There's there's the weak, there's the sick, there's other ways to feed without just taking what you want and taking too much of it.
yeah, but
Which seems to be a problem.
maybe
Yeah,
what would
but I
happen?
mean, here's the thing too, Dunkel, because I have questions. What if there's monsters in the forest that attack you?
But
Well,
depending on if there's over an abundance of them, I help depopulate the area because nature is all about balance.
okay.
Okay.
And
How about
then
this?
these wolves are taking more than their fair share.
Well, how about this? How about this? How about my lord was against expanding their territory? That's why his house fell, and the other werewolf lord, was expanding into your territory.
Oh hell yeah!
That's literally what I said, Blaze. That's literally
Oh,
like just
oh,
verbatim what I said.
oh,
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't
like
hear
I
that
said,
part.
just with a slight difference that like they're taking more than they need, but I will kill anything
Yeah,
that becomes an
yeah,
overabundance
yeah,
because
like
nature's
that,
about
like
balance, right?
I'm just forming a way for you two to kind of know each other.
Well,
yeah,
I was going along something along those lines anyway. Where like I exist for balance. I don't know why, but I do. I kill what
yeah,
needs to be killed. I eat what needs to be eaten, but I don't leave any waste. Like the forest is an important ecosystem and biosphere, and I
yeah,
take it very seriously. Right?
yeah.
Well,
So
Maybe.
you,
that's
you realize you're gonna have to leave the forest. Like you're probably not even in the forest right now,
Oh,
possibly.
probably
So
not. But if it helps protect it overall, it might give me a reason to leave.
okay. So,
okay.
Dunkel, you can speak to beasts, monsters, and plants, right? Or
Nope.
no?
Nope.
Oh,
I cannot. I am a mutant, level 3 mutant with 2 levels in rogue. Rogue for kind of essentially sneaking in the shadows and whatnot, like, but mostly for the
He
job.
doesn't speak to the forest. He just is a
I
part
am
of the forest.
I am the forest.
He
oh,
he is the forest.
I
All
thought he
right.
said he was like a same class as me, a Chimerus. I didn't
No,
know there was.
no,
Oh
no.
Okay.
no,
He did not say
no.
that.
I
Oh,
am a
okay.
chimera mutant.
Is it a
I'm an
chimera? Oh,
amalgamation of other creatures and whatnot.
okay, okay.
The
Now,
chimera is more flavor. It works off the same
okay,
wordplay as the class, but the chimera thing's flavor for him.
okay. Then
Real
Exactly.
okay.
quick,
Like,
I kind of want to move on to odd and sus for a minute,
yeah.
Yeah,
because
no
they've been
problem.
really quiet. So have you guys thought of anything about how a dynamic for the party for you all to be together?
Hmm.
That's reassuring.
Right now, I have two possible themes that could be used. One, I could either do ambition and just have it with him trying to prove himself as a half elf, because elves don't like half elves,
Uh
or
huh.
it could be what was the other one? Oh, justice, because he just wants to help out whatever he can, because the name I have for him is naive swordsman, so something like that.
Wait, you can choose justice?
You're
I
trying to
thought it was
prove you're
only
the
three.
best around.
For theme,
Okay,
yeah.
but for the party,
Your
all
theme
right.
should
So
only be one word for the most part. Like a theme
yeah,
one
yeah,
word, your
yeah.
identity is multiple words.
I know a way that at least me and Odd can meet. Since my, Underworld Isles are like, directly south from Traxburn. My character, at least, my theme is belonging, but as for kind of like the backstory, I don't say too much, but it is essentially like being a prisoner in one's own home. And so, you know, while I want to belong somewhere, it's, I don't want to be in a toxic environment, you know what I'm saying? And so my faithful companion and I, well, we had to escape. It just, it was too suffocating to, live where, my origin is. And so I headed up north. That's how, if you have anything to add, if you wanted me to.
I'm sorry. I was doing something. Can you kind of repeat that for me, Sus?
Got to keep it. Pretty much, for my character, the Underworld Isles, while that was his home, it was such like, a toxic and suffocating environment that while he does, want to belong somewhere, it's not a place, the place he wants is, something that won't negatively affect him, hopefully. And so because of, the toxic environment, he had to leave. And while they
So
were
you
not,
kind of just traveling around, and then you
yeah,
eventually
because,
probably ran into Odd Anubis.
exactly, because it was, pretty much directly north, almost directly north.
That good with you, Odd?
Yes.
All right. So, I introduced a city, and it's going to be a city directly south of the World Tree, and I'm calling it Maximus City. And this is going to be like the capital of the continent.
All right.
Probably some good people there, probably some bad people there, but
Are they smart enough to stay the fuck away from my forest?
maybe not.
Oh.
That could be what brought you all together.
And he honestly,
great.
as long as they don't take more than their fair share, as far as nature's concerned, it's not a problem. But I guarantee there might be people.
They might be wanting to take more than their fair share too. There's a lot. They need some trees. Especially another concerning thing is that the city is so close to the World Tree. Imagine if they did something to the World Tree. I imagine that would upset you greatly, Roar.
Oh, very much so. That's that's the balance to the entire ecosystem of the world. I'm very well attuned to it and very well aware of it because of my naturalistic nature. Again, sometimes I feel like it talks to me.
All right, so let's find a dynamic to bring the two mini groups together here. So we got Dunkel and Blaze, who's kind of trying to protect the Gloom Shadow Forest, and we have Sus and Odd. You guys kind of met outside of Traxburn, maybe both on your way to Maximus City, since it's north up in that area.
Mm-hmm.
You could Odd. Since you were saying you were kind of wanting your character to be ambitious, you were possibly heading to Maximus City to find to accomplish something, to prove yourself, and then Sus is looking for a place to belong, so he went with you, thinking maybe he could go there, and maybe Blaze and Dunkel, maybe your characters also headed to the city to try and find help for the forest. How do you all like that idea?
See, for me personally, at least for my character, for what I was thinking of, anyways, I would be very. unsure about leaving the forest to begin with, so it might take him a while for me to actually talk me out of the fucking forest. Like, you know, if he asks for my help, I might tell him no.
Yeah, no, I
Originally,
was gonna say I would probably my starting argument is since I was with my lord before he passed away, and maybe through that connections I know someone who could help us, you know, back us up to help us with the werewolf lord situation, like, you know, put another lord in that Maximilian city that can.
It's Maximus City, but
Maximus City.
so I would say, yeah, it would probably take you at least a solid week to convince me to leave the forest in any way. Because
the amount of time doesn't really matter, man, because we're starting this with all of you together, because that makes my life easier. So yeah, we could say Blaze's character, for no pun intended, hounded you for a week to head to this city to get help for the forest, and you probably agreed because things might be getting kind of dire there, and even though you're strong, it's beyond your power. You can't take on hundreds of werewolves by yourself.
Yeah. And also, I'm looking at.
How's that sound, Dunkel?
Yeah, and
I mean,
I'm also. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just gonna say that sounds fine by me. Fuck it. That there may be a way that forces me out, not that I actually want to fucking leave.
Yeah, well, maybe because I would also be looking after my lord's heirs and, you know, his children, because they're the only ones who survive. So I'm trying to help me get them to safety to the city, so that they are looked after by a friend over there who can also help us with our current situation, like maybe get an army or something.
All right, so this is how I'm gonna do it.
I have a soft spot for you.
Unless you guys think of some sort of way to bring your guys together, what I'm gonna do is the next session I'll kind of start you guys in two separate groups in Maximus City and bring you together with an event. That sound good to you guys?
Fine by me. Yeah.
That's okay.
And then also whoever else possibly may join, if, you know, Oreo decides to join up or someone else takes his place, that will leave room for them to be able to join that way as well. It's a lot easier for me to bring you guys together if you're in one type of area than if you're literally on opposite sides of the continent.
Verily, I agree. I missed the forest.
All right. So it looks like we got all that planned out. You've created your characters. We've created cities. A few more things we have to talk about. So there is optional rules for EXP. However, I feel it's best that if we just go by the basic rules, because for one, the MVP one would make some of you stronger than the rest, and I'd really feel like all of you should be the same level ish, you know, like at least even if you miss sessions, you'll probably still gain XP, because everyone should be about the same power. I don't think anybody wants someone to be a higher level than them. So are we all cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It depends.
Right.
If all those levels go to healing, you can be as high of a level as you want. Use it for healing.
Well, no, you can only take one. You can only take the spell once.
God.
After you take that spell, it's capped until you get higher levels, which I get what you're saying. If you got to like 20 first, but I mean, yeah. There's no guarantee it's going to work out that way.
Yeah,
another thing we need to talk about is loot. There are several ways we can do loot. There is 3 ways that are mentioned in the book. One way is that I could just pick your items for you, because there are rare items and accessories that have magical abilities. I can just pick those for you. Or There's another way to do it to where it's survey, which is basically you tell me like an item that you want, and then I guarantee that you get it somewhere down the line. Or there is wish list, and the way wish list works is you make a wish list of all the items that you want, and when the time comes for you to get an item, you can pick off of that wish list. Now the thing is with wish list is there are loot tables, like, so depending on the level of your encounter, you can only get so much money's worth of things from that encounter. So if you pick wish list, you're going to want to pick things that have a low cost value and things that have a higher cost value, because if you don't have a lower thing to pick, you're kind of going to be out of luck. So that's the thing with wish list. But the wish list will allow you to pick your items. It's just it has to follow the monetary value, because the way that this game works is it doesn't really have a rarity system. Rare items are just rare items. The way that you determine their power is with their monetary value. The ones that are worth more money are more powerful.
I vote for just give me whatever you want.
Wish list? You want to do wish list?
No.
I think the wish list is solid.
You give me whatever you want. GM is fine with me.
Oh, so Dunkel says GM.
Yeah, I don't mind the GM either.
What's the GM?
Why is
I just pick. I just pick loot.
Oh, he picks. Yeah, I'll go with the GM.
All right, looks like you're outvoted. So we're gonna be. I'll just end up handing you guys stuff, and the thing is too, this can be changed or edited at any time. So if you guys even decide like, hey, I want this item or whatever, you can just let me know and I'll find a way to work it in. All right. That is pretty much everything that I got here. One thing I did forget to mention is and this is really just random, but I did forget to mention it. With clocks, when you do a skill check for a clock in order to move it or to take away from it, if you get 3 above the difficulty level, you actually progress the clock or move it back twice. And if you get 6 above or 6 below, it can go 3 times in either direction, depending on if it's above or below and what you're trying to do. So just figured I'd bring that up since I did forget to mention that. But other than that, unless there's anything you guys want to add, that's pretty much it.
So about equipment, we can buy equipment. It says for 500.
Yes, you have. You get 500 zenith, which is the money.
Yeah.
And you spend that on basic gear. You just look at the basic equipment. It'll say basic equipment in the book. Go to that chapter, and that's what you have to pick from.
Okay, so what's HR plus 6? Is that like?
That's high roll. So this is how it works. All right. So let's say you have a gun. All right. You shoot your gun. You roll your 2 dice that it says. All right. So let's say you have 2 d10s. You roll a 5 and a 5, or a 5 and a 6, which is an 11. Let's say that hits. HR stands for high roll. So you would take the 6 and add it to the plus.
Oh, okay. So, like, say if I take a bronze sword, dex plus my might, and my highest was an 8, and it then it would be 8 plus 6. Okay.
For the damage, correct.
Okay, thank you. That is the one I had mixed up on.
No, you're good.
It didn't make sense to me. Okay. So we can spend 500, and then what was the last bit again about? I think it wasn't
So whatever you
Oh.
don't spend, you have leftover, and then you roll 2d6 and times it by 10, and that's your savings that you have just in general after that.
Yeah. So you add the 2d6 times 10 to whatever you have left over, and that is your savings, correct?
Okay, so 2d6 times 10.
Well, you do that after you pick your stuff.
Okay.
Well, actually, I actually had a question about that as well, because I didn't see any thing that said you couldn't do that. Would you be able to dip into your savings to get better gear when you start out?
No, not till, well, first session maybe, but not before then. And you'd have to go to a shop.
Fair enough.
What's accessories or item? Yeah, accessories.
So accessories are rare items that are just give you buffs essentially. They can do different things. They can give you resistances. They can give you magic attack. They can give you accuracy. They do different things, but they are harder to get a hold of. They are considered a rare item.
Okay. So that's there. Okay, so in armor, what does it mean by deck size and
So again, if you have a D10 in your decks, that means your base armor is a 10. Any extra bonuses you have on top of that increases your defense. Your insight works the same way for magical defense. If your insight is a D10, your magical defense will be a 10. Dex and insight are your defense and magical defense,
Correct.
respectively.
And then, so like for instance, look at the Sage Robe. The Sage Robe gives you a +1 to defense and a +2 to magical defense. So if you had a D10 for both Dex and Insight, then that would mean you would have 11 defense and 12 magical defense, which is high, by the way.
yeah?
It's not like
okay.
D&D. Defense, less is more, or not less is more, but like you get away with a lot more. You don't need a 20 in your armor in order to tank or whatnot. That's not how this game works.
Okay, so
Because
say
you're
if
rolling multiple dice and the dice size can change.
okay, so I can get. So I can pick. That what's it called?
I have no idea, Blaze.
Sorry, my thing cut out. It's under Sage Robe called.
Brigandine.
Yeah. So what's that mean by intelligence size? Or like, is that just 6? I guess.
You're saying insight die?
Yes, that's insight die. Okay,
Oh, that's
hold
what
up. Well, yeah, that's for your magic defense.
So if you
okay,
have
give me a
a
second
10
here.
insight, then it would be 10.
Okay, so it'd be 10, and then my magical die would be.
So if you look on your character sheet when you put your stat things, you know,
No,
like dexterity.
he's using a regular sheet.
I'm using regular sheets. It's manual.
Yeah,
so
so
that's
his
why-
doesn't auto calculate, so he has to do the math himself.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. Let me get into items.
But for the thing, it's like you have jack of all trades, average, and then like whatever the other one is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
for example, if you
All right. Well, we're just about done here, so I'm gonna have to cut out for the night.
Yeah,
I
you can
will
go and
see you
dip.
guys
That's
next
fine.
time.
Take
Peace
care.
out.
All right.
I
So
can't wait. It's gonna be on the button.
you're good, man. So yeah. So deck size +1. Let's look at the Sage Robe. Deck size +1. That would mean your defense is the size of your dex die +1. And then if you look up top, it'll say magic defense. So that's insight die +2. So it would be your insight die +2. But you also have to look at initiative, because like for instance, the Sage Robe gives you a -2 in initiative, and initiative rolls are always dex plus insight.
Right. Okay. All right. So
So if you're wearing a sage robe and you roll initiative, you roll your dex die and you roll your insight die and you -2, and that is your initiative.
Okay. So for me, I put 10 in might and 10 in magical points, and the other two are in
okay, so yeah, your defense is low.
Yeah, my defense is low because I was trying to focus on spells, but then someone
Each
wanted me to.
stat has a value. Each
Yeah.
stat has a powerful value. As I stated
Yeah.
before, insight is magic defense, dex is defense,
Yeah.
might is HP, and willpower is MP.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might still go for the Sage Robe, even with the
Uh,
-2
I,
to initiative.
I like the sage robe. I really like the sage robe. I use the
I'm
sage robe on my melee builds.
I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna go with the stage robe. I'm probably gonna go with the one below it, that brigand one, because I'm more
Well,
of a.
do you have armor proficiency?
Yeah, I'm a weapon
Oh,
master. It
you
says I
took
can
weapon
buy.
master. All right. So yeah, weapon master does give you armor proficiency. Just making sure. But yeah, you can wear that. But
Yeah,
honestly, I mean,
I
you
have it
might
marked
as
on my
well just
sheet.
you
Go
might
ahead.
as well just take like bronze plate or runic plate at that point. It's a little
Yeah,
more
I already have.
expensive, but you have 500 Z to play with, so
So my build was, I was gonna have a bronze sword, which is 200, and I was gonna use my 150 for that brigand one, and then get myself a shield also.
you don't you wait, do you have shield proficiency? That wait, no, yeah. Weapon master gives you shield
Weapon master
proficiency.
gives
All
shield.
right,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah, that'll work.
yep.
Where does it say for the proficiency for each class?
It tells
It'll
you in the
be in the bonus. It'll be in the
free benefits.
free benefits. Yep.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. So
Oh,
uh, yeah, that tells you what you can, if you have, say, if you pick weapon master, it tells you right on there free benefits. You put it on your sheet, and
oh
from
yeah, you gain the ability to equip martial weapons and martial
Ye-
shields.
yeah, so that's how I got the star ones, because the stars, it says on there, are for marshals, the rest aren't. So that's why I'm able to that. Okay, thank you.
And the star means a different thing depending on the type of thing that it is. So, like, if the star's on a piece of armor, it means that that's martial armor. If the star's on a melee weapon, then that means you need proficiency on martial melee weapons. If the star's on a ranged weapon, then that means you need proficiency in ranged weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Martial ranged weapons. So,
Yeah, I'm a little
yeah.
confused.
About what?
I lied. Well, sort of. So for the arcane category for the basic weapons, staff and tome, it is kind of
Yep.
weird how they're called melee weapons.
Well, yeah, that they are. They essentially are. So they don't do ranged. They're not ranged. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, the key thing is they're a weapon. They give you a basic attack, right? So you're able to use willpower and insight. But I mean, for all intensive purposes, you're just slapping them with it.
Perfect. Okay. I like it. Looks like I'm gonna be smacking people with a book.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm gonna go with the sage robe and then the book. So that's 350. No, 300.
Yep, 300, which means you would have 200 in savings.
Okay. So I can just write 200 for my zenith on the sheet?
Well,
Or is that a
no,
different
because
spot?
you also have to roll. So,
Oh.
go ahead and go ahead and on the insert game here, you'll see some dice there. Go ahead and press plus D6, then press plus 1d6 again, and then hit roll.
I got a 9.
So 90. So you have 290 in it.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And where should I put the armor and then main hand? Yeah.
Yep, and all of the arcane weapons are two-handed, so keep that in mind as well.
Yep. Yeah.
So you won't be able to use a shield with them.
Fine by me. Sage robe and then boom.
You can also dual wield weapons, but the way that it works is like, let's say you were dual wielding 2 still daggers, and they have to be the same weapon or the same type of weapon, unless you take a heroic feature down the line. However, so you got 2 still daggers. You can attack with both of them. However, the way it works is it allows you to attack twice, so you can attack 2 different creatures, but you don't get to add your high roll if you hit. So the way it would work is with the daggers is you could attack 2 monsters at the same time with a dagger in each hand, but you would, if you hit, you only do 4 damage to each of them.
Oh, okay, I beat it. Huh.
That's how, I just figured I'd let you know how 2-weapon fighting worked.
Yeah.
Not that anyone's using it, but it's a thing.
For the equipment category on the sheet, at least the one I'm using, to the right of like just the name of like Sage Robe, for example, there's like HP, MP, IP, MDF, and DEF. What should I write there? Oh, would I like write, my defense plus the bonus?
You're ABB, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you do is under defense, put a 1 by your Sage Robe. In your Sage Robe, you see the defense. There's a box beside that. Put a 1 in that.
Mm-hmm. And then magic defense too, right?
Mm-hmm. And you should see the numbers just automatically go up.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
Now, in other effects, pick another effect box, preferably the top box.
Other effect box? Oh.
Yeah, it's right beside defense. Put initiative -2. Because you have a -2 in initiative, and you need to remember that.
Yeah.
So I put that down for me also. So when I roll for my initiative, which is 2d6,
well, it's
and I minus
the reason why I brought that up for him is because on his sheet it doesn't have a spot for initiative, which I feel is stupid. But
okay.
I didn't make it. Another thing, you can all add 3 Fabula points to your sheet because you'll be starting the game with 3 Fabula points.
Okay, I put that on there. So like this then. So here it is. So my result is
What? Why did you roll 4d6s?
I don't know. I thought it was 2d6. I must
have -2.
Yeah, I put a -2. Sorry, I'll do it again.
For this you're just doing an initiative roll. I see.
Yeah, just to see how it works. I apologize.
No, you're good.
So it'll be 10. That's 2d6s. Hey, it's a critical success.
I'm not sure if you get opportunities on initiative rolls. I'll have to ask that in the Discord. I don't know if that's in the book.
Oh no, you have to probably ask Dunkel.
No, it's not in the book. I guarantee you it's not in the book. I have to go to the Discord and ask that.
Oh, sweet God.
All right.
And real quick, for the equipment, also, I don't have to put anything for the main hand because it's not like something that adds anything.
You don't have to put anything for the offhand. You put the tome in the main hand. But you're going to want to put the formula in there too so you remember it.
Oh, yeah, the insight plus insight.
And the high roll plus the number. Yep.
Okay.
And actually, if you look, you can kind of put tome in the box above that, and then just put the effect in the bigger box.
I'll be right back. Set my grandfather's medication. And I just have a couple more questions, wise, and I'm done. And then I'll also send you my character.
Oh wait, no, there's a whole fucking drop down thing. Okay.
Oh, I don't know that either.
Yeah, so you can drop down, pick arcane, and then I would still write tome in the box beside it right here.
Oh yeah.
And then put what it does in the bottom box.
All right. Inside. Brackets.
You can just copy and paste from the PDF. That'll make your life easier.
Perfect.
Also, another little tip here. Where you have your skills at, with the descriptions, if you right-click it, you can insert a note, and then that way, when you hover over it, if you insert what the skill does, it'll tell you the whole thing instead of just the part that you can see.
Okay. Insert note. Oh, okay. Let me just copy all of it then.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's helpful.
I know. I was about to be like, oh, I gotta double click every time now.
No. All you have to do is hover over it after that, and you'll be able to read the whole thing.
Perfect. Sweet. All right, thank you.
No problem. For the things, you're going to want to pick one of the bottom columns to make your backpack. Because you're going to want an area for your backpack and or notes that you want to write down.
Okay.
So if I was you, I'd pick the left column, the middle, or the right, your choice. Basically, you can just delete the text that's in there and just add whatever you want. What I usually do is I just delete the text and then I just add backpack to the top of it. You can just drag over a square and highlight it all and then just click delete. Or backspace.
Sweet. Thank you. I'll name this one.
You're welcome. Sometimes it does change the color of the squares. You can fix that. Or yeah, there you go.
Let me make that bigger.
And then you have two other columns if you ever need anything to do. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how to make it a double column so that would show better. I am not good at Google Sheets. I literally didn't start using Google Sheets till I found this sheet, like yesterday. I have a whole 24 hours on you, man.
That's fine. Just, yeah, that'll be my backpack. And then, honestly, I'll probably make left my notes.
All right. Odd, do you have any questions?
No, I'm just working on something.
Are you doing your homework?
No, I'm doing something on this Google Sheets.
Oh, okay. You pick your gear yet?
Oh, yeah.
Did you roll for your gold? Or not gold, your Zenith?
I rolled
Oh,
on
I
the
didn't
original.
see you roll.
I did it on my D&D Beyond.
But I can't see that.
On the original
How am I supposed to know you ain't cheating? Huh?
So you magically got a 12.
Yep, he magically got a 12.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh my god. When Blaze comes back, and if you're all ready, we can practice a little bit of combat if you want. But that's up to you guys. Oh, also, Sus, you can import an image using insert, and then you select image, and then you want to pick insert over cells. And then a drag and drop box will pop up. You just drag the image you want your character to look like into the box, and then you shape it over the picture in the corner. Something to keep in mind is it won't go under the bars, so you have to size it so that it's above the bars. But other than that, it works just fine.
Oh, I see it. I bet.
That's a lot easier than using the image URL. Because to do that, you have to like upload an image to Tumblr or something.
Oh, yeah, what the? I see it now.
Yes. So inserting an image is just a lot easier. Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't know, your where your image is, those bars actually move when your HP, your MP, or your IP goes down. And then you might want to raise your IP back up to 12 also, Sus.
Condom. Wait. I like it. It's crazy because, like, all this right now, like, while I haven't played, like, the old JRPGs, the most recent one I've played, I don't know if you were there when I was talking to Dunkel, but it's called Sea of Stars.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, this already reminds me of it.
You can also change the color of your sheet. So if you look up at theme,
I saw that.
you can change the color, and then you can change the color of the logo, which is the thing in the other corner.
Ooh, lavender does not look good.
Oh, I got 70 Zen in then.
70 plus what you didn't spend.
Yeah, it's just 70. I spend all my money. Cause
oh, okay. Down to the last spending. You spent every bit of that 500.
Yeah, because my defense is down. So right now I have -2 initiative. I have 12 in my defense and 8 on my magic defense. Because the runic shield gives you +2 to defense and +2 to your magic defense. So yeah. Actually, what's the difference between the defense and magic defense? Like, say if I hit by a spell, do I go on magic defense or is it?
Yep, it uses exactly how you think it would. If you get hit by a sword or any other type of weapon, it goes off your defense. If you get hit by a magic attack, it goes off of your magic defense.
So yeah, defense is for physicals and magic is for magic.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Now you could yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. That's where I was kind of getting mixed up. Is that combining or is this separate? Thank you.
Yep, they're separate.
All right. Thank you. All right.
No
so I
problem.
put in. All right. So, where do I send my character PDF so you can look at it?
You could throw it into player sheets or just send it to me through DMs. Your choice.
Okay.
However, since you're using that, I'm going to need you to resend it to me every time you level up.
I'll probably put it level up in the player sheets then, Wise. So
yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. All right. Yeah, I don't mind doing the manual. It's just I tried doing it how you guys were suggesting. It would never work out for me. Like it wouldn't work at all. So I'm just gonna do it manually.
Oh, it definitely works. You were just doing something wrong, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind doing it manually. It'll at least keep an eye on things, and yeah. So this is session 0, so that means we can technically still change our characters.
Yep, you can make any edits up until session 1 you want. Just kind of let me know what you're doing.
Yeah, but I'm actually fine with what I'm at. So right now I'm playing as Chimera level 3, two levels in Spell Mimic, and I'll put in Feral Speech because that's how I kind of meant Dunkel. I could speak to animals.
All right. Real quick though, do you guys want to do a quick test combat?
Sure. Sure. I can do a test combat. I just don't have a token, and my character art.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What about you, Odd? Or are you busy?
I can't. I'm building.
You're what?
You're building?
I'm working on something.
Are you making a whole new fucking Google Doc sheet?
No, I'm just making a formula for initiative.
Okay. I mean, you could just put it in there, but alright. It's not too hard to remember fucking writing down -2 or whatever it is. Alright. So, I'm gonna need to go to the beastery, grab some monsters. I can do a combat with just you two guys. That's fine.
I'm curious, Wise. If I do this combat and they do a spell, can I learn it or no?
No. This is like a one shot. This is just for you guys to practice. Practice your guys.
Yeah, I thought like I could get like one spell in.
No.
Okay.
No, because I'm an asshole. That's why.
Okay.
All right. Let's let me throw an owlbear together real quick.
Okay, if we're going to use owlbear, I'll just use one of my existing tokens then, and just flavor it as a werewolf.
Yeah, you could literally use default tokens. It doesn't matter. You're not going to be like moving your tokens or anything.
I gave up on making a formula because I'm kind of trash at them. So.
All right. So you're good to play.
Sure.
All right. Let's create a new room.
I just put it.
Oh shit! I forgot. We gotta name the campaign.
Right.
You guys decide on a name.
I got it.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna name it Maximus.
No, that's doesn't sound.
What did you say?
Won't bother me.
Maximus. That doesn't sound like.
What should we name this thing, man?
How about guidance?
Maximus Ultim.
How many people are in this campaign?
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
5 guys walk into a bar. Let's call it that.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
We gotta make it unique. It's probably gonna be live on Twitch, so we gotta make it unique to entice people in.
I mean, regardless, everyone's on the server is gonna see the name of the chat. I'd like it to be half decent.
Yeah. I thought guidance would be good.
You got any ideas, Autonubis?
I am fine either way. Truthfully, I'm fine with whatever it is right now.
How about Trudens? No. Trudens. The world Trudens. No.
Yeah, we should have named the continent too. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Look. Oh yeah, the content. The continent. Yeah. That's right.
We need a name for a continent, and we need a name for a campaign.
Right.
Or otherwise,
Campaign,
or
you
you,
could
or go ahead.
for the campaign. It could be something about the world tree.
Yeah. How about what Dunkel was saying? What was it called? Jordengard or
Yggdrasil.
yeah, Yggdrasil. We call it the world. The world's called Yggdrasil.
Okay,
That
so the
sounds like
continent is Yggdrasil.
no the whole world the
Campaign.
campaign's Yggdrasil.
Oh, okay.
The content will be something else. But
Back to Yggdrasil.
yeah,
All
like
right, could someone spell that for me?
Let me look it up.
yeah, and now okay, probably put in note.
Yggdrasil.
I
Yeah,
was
maybe
not
put it.
even close.
Maybe put it in group
Yeah,
notes.
you're gonna need to put that in chat, homie.
Oh,
Maybe put
only
in
missed
group
2
notes.
letters. The first 2.
And what's that mean?
What, Yggdrasil?
Yeah.
That's the name of the world tree in Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yggdrasil. Sounds good. I'll think of a name for the continent. Don't worry about that, guys. If you think of one, just DM it to me.
I'm trying to think of it right now before right now. Yeah, it would be kind of weird if we called the continent Fabula.
Hmm?
I mean, that can be an option.
The Fabula, like this book's Fabula Ultima. We just called the continent Fabula.
Fabulous land.
All right. I put the Owlbear Rodeo into the thing. I also, this is just a random image. I might end up changing the owlbear later, but for now this will work.
Okay. I'll put in my name. Luger Vales. Nice to join.
A chorus.
Yeah.
I like that. Better than just default fab. I have to admit.
Okay. All right, am I forgetting my sheet?
I asked to join.
Yeah, I accepted.
Abe.
Identity.
The reason why it's like 3 letters, it's actually like 3 names, but there's a certain order they have to be, and I forget which A is first, so I'll change it once I figure it out.
What page is identity again?
Identity?
Yeah, apparently I put my name twice. One for my name and one for identity.
155.
155. Thank you. 155.
All right, let's see. You guys are just gonna fight some giant rats.
Sweet.
Feels just like home.
The ultimate sussy.
Oh yeah, I need to mess with my prop.
Let me. We'll just use default tokens because I really don't care.
I got it.
Let's. Yeah, these will work. All right.
I'll bring in Thane. Oh wait, actually I'll put Magar. His name's
Yeah, you guys can make tokens later, but it doesn't really matter. There's 3 of you. I'm gonna put you up against 4 rats. Shouldn't be too difficult. Well, we'll do 3 rats. 1 for each of you.
Alrighty. I'll go after number 3.
Is it a 3-on-3 or a 2-on-3?
I think
It's a 3-on-3.
3-on-3. We're just waiting for.
I guess I'll throw down this character. I have him, so why not? I could have sworn I had one for Gregor, because I've had his art for so long. Maybe it's just still in the folder.
I need to make the art for my dude.
Let me see. Tokens. Yeah, I
All
already
right,
have his token. It's just not an owlbear.
All right.
Oh,
So,
wait. Yo, Luger.
Yes.
Hear me out. This is a turn-based thing. Our team versus their team. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I was gonna say.
Let's
I
all
can go
gang up on
last.
one rat at a time. That way we can kill it quicker, and instead of having 3 people fight us, it's 2 by the time their turn starts.
that's a smart way to go about it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna roll initiative. So you guys need to pick a leader.
Me. Because I have the best initiative stats, I think.
All right, I support that.
All right, so you go ahead, roll first, Autonubis, and then the rest of you roll. It'll be Dex
What were
and
the
Insight.
stats? Okay. Oh,
Dex
yeah.
and
I do.
Insight. So your Dex die and your Insight die. One of each, roll them together.
Okay.
Only one person can roll with the dice roller at a time.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll do it first then. There. So.
All right, so you did not get above a 10.
Yeah, I'm 5.
Autonubis, you got an 11.
You said Insight Index?
Yes.
Okay. 10, 8. Roll.
12. Which makes Odds Anubis Dex roll or initiative roll a 12. Unfortunately, they still go first, though. Their initiative value was 14. That was the number to beat. They're not usually that high. Like, for instance, the Caterpillar that's before them has an initiative value of 7. They're just rats. They're Dexy. So the rats will go first, and then you guys can decide which order you guys want to go in. But
I'll go last because we go on the initiative, so I got a +5 on.
no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You get to pick in the order you guys go in. The number you rolled doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry. I
Nope, you're good. No, that's just if you would have gotten a 10 or above, you would have given your leader a +1. That's how it works.
Oh, okay.
And it always alternates. So, one is going to go first, and one will just go ahead and attack Sussy. And I'm not pulling out my dice, so I'm just going to roll with the dice calculator. So we're going to do Bad Bite, and we'll go ahead and do that on Sussy because you're the first one I see. It's Dex and Might. It has a Dex of 12 and a Might of 6. So a D12, a D6, and it doesn't have a modifier, so we roll. Alright. Does a 10 beat your defense, Sussy? Sus, are you there? You're muted if you don't know.
Oh, my fault. No, it does not beat. I mean, it does beat my defense.
Yeah, it's attacking you with a basic bite attack. So
Yeah,
that beats your defense?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's going to be a 9 plus 5, so you're going to take 14 damage.
Okay.
Alright, and after that, it's one of your guys' turn. Your guys' choice.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Alright.
Heap it. I'm going to attack the first rat because I want to get my get back. So it's with my tongue.
Okay.
So my tome is insight and insight. Yeah. 10. 10. Yeah, 12. Does that beat your defense?
12 is its defense, and in this game, ties always go to the player. So, yes, you hit. So that'll be 9 plus your modifier, which I believe is a 4 or a 6.
I think it's a 6.
It is a 6. So it's 9 plus 6, 15 damage to that rat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, duh, I literally wrote it down in the sheet.
All right.
Which one did you
now
attack?
It's going to... he attacked number 1. Now it'll be Rat's 2's turn. And you know what? Because I feel like, spreading the love here, Gregor, you're going to get hit next. Well, maybe. We'll see. It is, again, Dex plus Might, so a D12 and a D6. All right. That is a 9. Does a 9 hit you, Gregor?
No.
All right. That's it for his turn. Who's going next?
I would look to get. Okay. So I will use. Yeah, I'll use Blade Storm, spending 10 MP, so I can attack 2 creatures. I'll attack 1 and 2.
Okay.
So that is Dex.
You
and
roll
Might.
1 to hit, and it's going to be for both.
So 10 and an 8. Plus 1.
What weapon are you using?
Great sword.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe that gets a +1.
Oh my.
Well, that is unfortunate, Odd. You're looking like Jay in this bitch with them rolls.
So bad.
Alright, yeah, that is going to miss. Alright, it'll be Rat 3's turn. Rat 3 is going to attack you, Luger. Dex and Might. D6 and a D12. Roll. Alright, that is a 5. Does a 5 hit you, Luger? I really hope it don't.
It doesn't.
Alright, they miss. It's going to be your turn now.
Alright, so I'm going to attack the one who attacked me, number 3. So that'd be Dex and Might +1 with my bronze sword. And
okay.
Yeah, just one sec. My dice for Might is D10, and Dex is a D6. Okay. D6 and a D10 +1. That is a 9.
9 misses their defense.
Dang. Alright.
Alright, top of the round. You can reorder your guys at the top of every round, so if you want to go in a different order, you can, or you can go in the same order. But it's the Rat's turn, and I'm going to choose Rat 1 to go first. Actually, no. I'll choose Rat 2 to go first. Rat 2 is going to attack, we'll say Gregor. So that is a D6 and a D12. That'll be a 13. Does the 13 hit you, Gregor?
Yes.
Or Gregot? Excuse me. Alright, that'll be 8... Oh, it's Gregor? My bad. Alright, 8 plus 5 will be... That's 13 damage.
Dang. Okay.
Alright, and that's it for number 2's turn. Next up is one of you.
I'll go first again.
Okay.
And I'm going to continue targeting number 1 with my book. I'm going to smack it with the book.
Okay. 16 definitely hits. Yep. So it'll be
So you said as
9
9
plus
plus
6
6?
is 15.
15.
Yep. Yeah, he's looking weak. I mean, I'll just tell you, he's got 10 HP left. He is in crisis.
Come on, guys.
And now it'll be that rat's turn. And this rat actually has a special ability. It's called Cornered Rat. As long as it is in crisis, the rat gains +3 bonuses to all checks. So now, Rat 1 is going to try to attack you, Sussy, and it's going to be Dex and Might +3.
Fucking asshole. Motherfucker.
So that'll be a 12 to hit.
That hits me.
For 10 damage.
Okay.
And
Boys,
it's one of your guys' turn again.
A little bit in pain.
Well, how much in pain?
Well, if you need healing, you need to talk to your healer.
Oh, wait. You said crisis is below half?
Yes.
I'm in crisis.
Round it down. You're in crisis.
How much health do you have?
I have 40, but now I'm at 16.
Okay.
Yeah, 40? I have 60 health here.
Well, it all depends on the classes you take.
I know.
If you take mostly martial classes, you get a lot of HP buffs.
Okay.
I will use my Blade Storm ability again.
Okay.
And I will attack 1 and 2. Come on, give me some heat this time. 8, 10, 1.
Unfortunately, 11 just misses. Its defense is 12.
What's the matter with you, Anubis?
I told you, they're dexy little rats.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now it'll be 3's turn. And 3 will attack Luger. So that'll be a D6 and a D12. And that is 18.
18?
Good God.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a max roll. It's not a crit, though, because it's not multiples. So that's going to be 17 damage.
Okay.
Lugar.
Yeah, I'm putting
12
it down.
plus 5, 17 damage.
Yeah, I'm just putting on my sheet right now how much I have.
All right, it's now your turn, Lugar.
Okay, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually use Blade Storm also, so I'll take 10 my points and attack number Which one was it? Crisis 2 or 1?
1.
1 is in crisis.
Okay, I'll attack 1 and 3. So.
Okay.
1d6, 1d10, plus 1. That is a 10.
A 10.
Damn it.
Yep, 10 misses.
That misses. Alright.
What's the matter with you?
Top of the round. We're going to have Rat 1 go first again. And he's just going to keep attacking Sussy. He don't like Sussy.
I don't like him.
D6 and a D12 plus 3. That is a 15 to hit.
Yes.
For 15 damage.
Oh my goodness.
How much health do you have?
1 HP warrior.
Okay, I'll heal you next round. Well, if it's my turn, you don't die. I'll definitely heal you. Okay.
All right. It is. Well, you can heal him now. You can go first if you want.
Oh, sure. I'll go first so you don't die. If that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Save me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll go first.
He said, "Save me."
And I'll spend. I'll use heal. And let me see. Heal first time. It's 10 points to target. So
yeah. How many targets you picking?
Just one. He's the only
just
one.
Just him. All right, so yeah, you get 40 HP, Sussy.
Yeah.
Wow! Oh my goodness.
Yeah, heal's a good spell. And that's his turn.
I
Now
get
it's going to be
it.
rat number two's turn. And rat number two saw you healing, so he doesn't like that, so he's going to attack you, Lugar.
Okay.
That'll be a 12 to hit.
That's my defense, so it hits.
Oh, so no, it doesn't. That goes to you. So that saves.
Really?
Ties always benefit the player.
Really? So
Yep.
I barely dodged it. Awesome.
Yep. All right,
That's
that
cool.
was two's turn. It's your guys' turn now.
I'll go.
Okay, Sus.
That motherfucking rat one is dying.
14 hits
14.
for
15 damage.
no, 15 damage. It's dead. How do you kill it?
Baby, I take my book and you see it's like spine. I'm just smacking its head with it, bro. I think it's like it's so hard it lodged into the rat's head.
All right. And I believe that would be Rat 3's turn now. Rat 3 will go ahead and attack Gregor. All right. Does a 10 hit you, Gregor?
No, but I will use counterattack.
All right. Nice. Go ahead and roll it to hit, and then if you do hit, it only does the modifier damage.
Which is still 10.
Nice.
Plus 1. Oh, I can't roll for crap.
That is 10. Unfortunately, that misses.
Don't worry, Odd.
But that was 3's turn, right? So it is now your turn again, Gregor.
I'm to go for this for a third time.
Yeah.
I will attack number 2 and number 3.
All right. No, that's a crit.
All over
that's a crit.
Oh,
that's a crit.
Okay.
Double full.
So not only does that automatically hit, and that's a 10 plus 4, so 14 damage to 14 damage to both of them, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, 4 is the highest roll. So, yep, 14.
Well, no, because what's the skill do? Can you tell me what the skill does?
Blade Storm.
Or Blade Storm.
Yeah, Blade Storm.
Blade Storm just lets me spend 10 points to to make it a multi-attack.
Okay, that's what I thought.
For 2.
Actually, Blade Storm.
Yep, that works.
You can use it to the maximum of 3. So
But I have to already have something with multi.
Yeah, which he doesn't, which is fine. Yeah. All right. It's okay. So you do that damage to them. I'm trying to think here. I was thinking of something.
Okay.
And I completely forgot. Oh yeah, you get an opportunity. So I can look in the book for you, or you can look. Actually, I'll just go ahead and look in the book for you real quick. Okay, so what page is opportunities on? Because believe it or not, I don't have all these memorized. Opportunities is 41. Alright, so you can pick advantage, affliction, bonding, fox pass, favor, information, lost item, progress, plot twist, scan, or unmask.
I'll grab your actions can earn. Yeah, I'll just do advantage.
Alright, so the next attack will have a +4 to hit. And Yeah, it's going to be their turn again. So the way this is going to work is one of them will go, one of you will go, one of them will go, and then two of you will go. So two will go first. Two will attack you, Gregor, because you just attacked him. And they are not yet in crisis, even though you did a shitload of damage to them. All right, so that's going to miss you with a 6. It is one of your
But
turns.
I can counterattack.
Oh, you can counterattack. Go ahead, counter. Uh, 11 just misses, bro. You keep being one shy. Oh.
Can you crit on an opportunity attack or no?
Oh no, yeah. I'll allow it. Yeah, you can. That's a crit. So yeah, that hits it too.
Then
So that'll be 15 damage. So
it's only 10.
Bro, hit 2
oh, that's right.
consecutive
Because
crits.
That's
Yeah,
right. You got
all
a
right.
crit. You got 2 5s.
all right. So what opportunity are you gonna pick this time?
Which one attack? Oh, opportunity. I will get advantage and give it to Sussy.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. Next up will be you, Sussy. I assume.
Yeah.
Man, you're right. What does advantage do for me?
You get a
plus 4.
Okay. Peep it. I'm going to lock in and just smack number 2 with my book.
All
so
right.
you said plus 4?
Yep, plus 4.
Okay.
15 definitely hits.
Okay,
For
so
6 plus 6 for 12 damage.
For sure.
All right. Next up will be Rat 3. And Rat 3 will go ahead and attack Gregor again because I'd like to hit him once. You know, at least I can't hit you, right? Well, never mind. That's a 12. Does a 12 hit, Gregor?
Yeah.
No,
What?
it
does.
doesn't.
My defense is 11.
Wait, what? I thought it was 12.
No.
I'm sorry.
All right. So no, his magic defense is probably 12. All right. So
It's a 9.
Oh, never mind. All right, so that hits. That's going to be 8 plus 5, so 13 damage, Gregor.
Okay.
And
And I will counterattack.
of course.
Okay.
Counterattack is my new bloodlust.
If I level up in such level 1, I'm going to go get that counterattack so then I can also help too.
I think I'm in crisis. Yep, I am. Okay.
He's in crisis now.
You went into crisis after one hit?
I've been hit like twice. I've been hit like
2 hits.
3 times.
I don't. No, I keep attacking you. I never
At
hit
least
you.
2.
Mm-hmm.
So and that plus 1. No.
That will miss. All right. I believe that was 3's attack. So now it's 2 of you go.
Well, I didn't get a turn yet, so
Let's do this, Luger.
Then yeah, it's your turn, Luger.
You got this, boys.
okay. So 1d6, 1d10 plus 1. That's a 13.
13 hits. It'll be 9 plus your modifier.
Yeah, I'm just getting that out right now. So that's a plus 6, so that's 15 damage
All right.
to rat number 3.
All right. All right. We'll go ahead and start top of the round. We'll have Rat 2 go first. They are in crisis, so they'll get a point. Oh, never mind. Whoever's turn it is, go. I think I
Bladestorm
fucked something up.
crash. No,
Yeah, that's
me
unfortunate.
and Luger had the same turn.
Okay. Well, no, it's whoever goes last. It's just you were counterattacking so much, I've lost track of the turns. My bad. But that is a miss, so we are going to start at the top of the round with number 2. And he'll go ahead and attack Luger.
Okay.
Alright, that is a miss. So it is one of your turns.
Okay. So who's in crisis? Is that you, Anubis, or is it Sus?
That's
Anubis.
me, but I have
Okay.
27, so it's like barely crisis.
Okay.
Like I had to pull out a calculator.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Alrighty. You kill him with that book.
You know it. Number 2.
Yeah.
Get ready. 1,
Okay.
2.
That'll
Damn
miss. Alright, now it'll be number 3's turn. 3 is going to attack Luger.
Okay.
That'll be a 9. Does a 9
That misses.
hit
That
your...
misses.
What's that? Alright,
That
awesome.
misses.
Alright, 2 of you go.
2 of us go? So...
One then the other. I guess Adenubis is going first. Hitting with
Finally.
a 13. Did you do your thing where you attack Bladestorm, or is that just a regular
No, I'm
attack?
out.
Oh, you're out of
Yeah,
MP?
regular.
Okay, which one are you attacking?
Number 2. So it's
All right.
8 plus. That's 18 damage.
Yeah, how you want to kill it?
I swing like a tornado with my greatsword and lop off its head.
Okay. I was just about to say I was going to do multi-attack, but no longer any... I can save that now.
Alright, it's your turn.
Alright. Plus... roll. That is an 11.
An 11?
So I missed.
An 11 just misses.
Yeah.
Alright. Top of the round. Number 3. Number 3 is going to attack you, Luger.
Okay.
That'll be a 7.
That misses.
Nope.
Alright. Your guys' turn. You all 3 go.
Not. Oh.
Sweet. Peep it. I'm gonna use hold on. Okay, so with my gadget skill, I chose alchemy as my, I don't know, type. So I'm gonna perform an inventory action to rapidly craft a potion.
Yep.
Yeah. So 3.
So how many levels did you take into gadget?
1.
All right. So you can only do the basic,
Yeah,
which is 2d20.
Mm-hmm. So D20. D20.
A 1 and a 2.
That's fucking crazy. So
Luckily, you can't fumble on those checks.
so
No
me
way.
or one ally I can see that is present on the scene. I'm sorry, Luger.
What's the
Well,
3?
I mean, what do you mean you're sorry? You can just heal him. There's an any option at the top of that allows you to heal.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And then I also, on top of that, I roll the D20 again.
For what?
Don't I have to roll for like
No.
the effect?
No. You pick. You pick one. Okay, so you roll 2 dice. One dice goes to who it affects. The other dice goes to the effect.
Oh wow! Oh wait, no, I rolled 2. Okay, yeah. Oh, I should have targeted Gregor then. Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah, you can target. It's not too late. You can target whoever you want.
I target Gregor, and you recovered 30 hit points.
All right. All right. Whose turn is it now?
Now it. I'll go last, so you can go.
Gregor.
Anubis. Yeah, Gregor.
Okay. So, yeah, no, I'm out of magic point. I'll do a basic attack. Oh.
All right.
You have to clear your thing. Or can I? Oh, yeah, there. +1. Nope.
That'll miss. I'm sorry. It's all up to you, Luger. Can you finish this thing off?
Is there a way I can use multi-attack and I can attack it twice, or
No.
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 Okay, thank you.
It's not how it works.
Just wanted to ask that. Yeah, just wanted to ask that question. Let's see if I can hit it.
That hits, and that kills.
Okay.
How do you do it?
I take my bronze sword, raise it up in the air, and do like a kind of like an axe motion, hitting it right in its head, and then pulling it out.
Nice. All right, that's it.
Yay!
We are officially done tonight, guys. I have to get to bed. I have to get my son up for school tomorrow. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. Maybe brush up on the books a little bit in the next week, a little bit. But yeah, it's a fun system. It really is. It's a lot of fun. And I can't wait to throw something together next week for all you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna finish my stream up, and then I'll probably come back here to talk for a minute, and then I'll be heading to bed. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah. This is a new TTRPG called Fabula Ultima. It's good. It's a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it. Dunkel told me about this book, and I've been reading it, and it seems like a fun game to run. So yeah, we'll be doing this. I will be probably releasing some news about all my games soon with D&D and whatnot. I want to see what they do on the 3rd, because they're Wizards and Hasbro are trying to do a bunch of shenanigans and whatnot, and I'm just not too fond of it, and I want to try a bunch of different systems out anyways, so I may not go back to D&D for a while. We'll see. I'll let you know more information once I know more information, because like I said, I want to see how they act. But other than that, I'm going to try and stream more. I'm thinking of actually streaming some Cyberpunk tomorrow. I think I might do some Cyberpunk gameplay. And because I've been trying to beat that game. I've played through it almost twice, and I just always quit. But if I stream it, I have to beat it. So that'll be one way to get me to beat that game. Plus, it's a real fun game. I mean, it might be a little demanding. We'll see if I can actually stream it without much issue, but we'll see. But other than that, I'll be doing this game. And then Royal canceled. Well, he needed a week to prepare for his session, so that's why we didn't have him in the Shallows. But that should be back next week. This will be back on session 1 next week. And in between then, I'll just be streaming some games, and I'll release a video on here on YouTube when they make the changes on Beyond. Other than that, thank you for hanging around this long. Like, subscribe, follow, all the fun stuff, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.